Alright. Oh, shit. Alright. Yes. My bad. I could have sworn I switched it. Oh, wait, no I didn't. Wait up. Not to worry. Hey everybody, the Reswiral here, and welcome back to more of Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Okay, right. Oh dear. Jesus. That was a whole lot louder than I thought. Hey, look who it is. Count off. Wait, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so that's it? Oh wait, no. Yeah, 8. I can't count. That's 10. Oh. So Shifu, 99 callouts, so all 99 members are most likely here and accounted for, sir. Hey you. Yeah, you, the second number 1 from my right. Sir, yes sir? Here, a birthday present for you. What? Shifu, I didn't know that you knew all of our birthdays. What a kind heart you have. Shifu, you are more of a man than we'll ever be, sir. I'm really sorry, but it's not my birthday. Oh dear. Langji says, a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. That present isn't for you, it's for your younger brother's wife's younger brother. Tell him I said hi and happy birthday, won't you? Yes, sir. Shifu, I can't believe you remember that much about each of us. Shifu, I'm so moved. But I can't stop crying. Oh my god. I should probably leave them to their alone time. Alright, meeting's over. Everyone head for your posts. Dismissed. Jesus. Oh boy. So, yo, were you guys there the whole time? I got a call from Sheena and she's already filled me in. It sounds like you're out to get in my way again. I have absolutely no intention of interrupting your investigation. I simply request that you grant me permission to investigate the Alabastian embassy. And what if I say no? Of course. Agent Lang, this man is my subordinate. As I have received permission from the ambassador, he is to be extended the same rights. Sorry sis, but it's not that simple. Alabas has the strictest immigration regulations in the world, or didn't you know? Even among my elite men, about only half of them were admitted into the country. Besides, any more cooks in the kitchen and we might spoil the soup, if you get what I mean. How dare you make such assumptions? Don't take this the wrong way, but I thought I was in charge of Alabast, Miss Von Karma. Ooh, damn. Look, try to understand, okay? Things over in Alabast are a bit of a mess right now. What do you mean by a bit of a mess? No one told you? We had an incident in Alabast as well. This is what we call a decision based on the investigation, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, Wolfie, just let us in already. Wait a minute. Is there a problem here, Agent Lang? Oh, what the hell? Oh, wow. Old man. Not really, just having a discussion about whether or not to let these guys in. Ambassador Alba, I ask that you please allow these people to join the investigation. Oh man. Having a debate because of my country. I'm terribly sorry for placing you good people in that kind of situation. It's all because I lacked the strength to govern well. Please, it is nothing of the sort, Ambassador. Jesus. You weakling, Quercus. Curse your frailty and inability to effect change in your country. What are you... The thing is, investigations conducted in my country have been under Agent Lang. And it is my judgment that in order to minimize disruption in the investigation, I should leave everything up to Agent Lang. There, you see? Oh, no way. Now who's holding it? What the hell is happening? Oh! Oh! I can't remember his name. Polino? Polino? Ambassador Alba, I ask that you please consider, or reconsider letting them into Alabast. What's that? My very own secretary has been murdered in the Barbalese embassy. And he was apparently caught up in some very shady dealings completely unbeknownst to me. So I ask for your cooperation in our investigation. These aren't much, but I hope they can cover your travel expenses to Babal someday. Alright, I get it. Even if you beg Ambassador Alba, I still have to give the final okay anyway. Alright, you hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? We're in! Not so fast, my little crow girl. You're still a witness in the Babal murder. So I'd like you to please stay in the Republic of Babal. Detective Gumshoe, please take good care of Kay for me. Yes, sir. Sounds good to me. The fewer troublemakers, the better. I like how Gumshoe joined in. God, that guy moves so slowly. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? So I wanted to ask for a while now, but... That lady over there, is she who I think she is? That's right. I didn't introduce the two of you yet. Franziska von Karma, the prosecutorial prodigy. It's nice to see you again. Oh, I knew it! You're the whip lady! You may address me as Miss von Karma. Miss von Karma, I leave the investigation of Alabast in your hands. Thanks. Rest assured, I will outsmart both the smuggling ring and the Yatagarasu. The smuggling ring, huh? Perhaps I should ask Franziska a bit more about them before I head into Alabast. Ah, and I mustn't forget to thank Ambassador Polino for all that he has done for me. Indeed. Alright. Ambassador! Polino, I am in your debt. No, it's nothing. Because it's about all I can do for you, I'm afraid. I only ask that you please bring Manny's killer to justice. I will, Ambassador, on my honour. Wow, you're so sensational. You've really piqued my curiosity. I know they aren't much, but know that I'm giving them to you wholeheartedly. Oh my god, more of these? No, that's quite alright. Oh, well, how about this then? Ooh. And what exactly is it? It's fountain pen ink, known as Barbalese ink. It's made exclusively in Babal. So, this is Barbalese ink. We make it from... is that white crystal? Or wit? White crystal oil, which is mined through our mineral mines. Please accept this ink, one dip of your fountain pen in this, and you can write for hours in your organizer. How fortunate for me! The ink in my pen just happened to have run out. I gladly accept your gracious gift. Hey, we got some ink. Although it's been added to, like, evidence. Great, wonderful! I guarantee to you that writing with our ink is an unforgettable experience. And since we don't export it, if you run out, you're always welcome to come and visit our fair nation. Talk about cornering the customer along with the market. Alright, so we spoke to Polino. We've got Barbalese ink. Franziska! You've made so much progress in your investigation in such a short period of time. It's truly amazing. Agent Hicks, whose help I had requested, was cut now before he completed his task. Is that the guy from the airplane? There is no room for failure, or for further failure, in my perfect investigation. Understood. In spite of that, I believe you were able to obtain some insight into the ring, correct? It was nothing. I simply made some deductions based on the smuggled item I was following. You mean the Barbalese ink? But why are there restrictions on the export of Barbalese ink to begin with? As classified Interpol info... Franziska, as your subordinate, I am part of your investigation now. Don't you think it would be beneficial if I was as well informed as you? Point taken. Very well, I'll fill you in. Recently we discovered some very well-made counterfeit bills circulating in Zhengfa. Counterfeit bills? Yes. As you may have deduced, the counterfeits are being made with Babal's special Babalese ink. And it's virtually impossible to distinguish bills made with Babalese ink from real ones. Thus it was only natural for Interpol to keep an eye on the Republic of Babal. Oh. That's where this document comes into play, correct? Correct. Mr. Cochin was smuggling large amounts of Babalese ink. Furthermore, he was charged with running the embassy's printing equipment. That's all the evidence I need to know that he was the head of the smuggling ring. However, there remains one tiny problem. Let me guess, you still have yet to find the counterfeit bills or the smuggled ink. Yes, and while we're listing things, I might as well add the counterfeit plates to the pile, since we haven't been able to locate any of these items in the Babalese embassy. We're looking into the Alabastian embassy next. It doesn't matter where they're hidden, mark my words, I will find them. Alright, counterfeit bills. Alright. Well, shall we get going? Who holded it? Oh, Kay. What's wrong, Kay? I didn't get permission to enter Alabast. So we're going to go gather whatever info we can over on the Babalese side, okay? Alright, I'm counting on you two. Right, and I'm counting on you and Miss Von Karma to sniff out clues in Alabast. Oh, and Mr. Edgeworth, if you happen to come across my phony, you let me know, okay? If you tell me, I'll rush on over straight away no matter where you are. Understood, I guess. I'll let you know when the time comes. Yay! March 14th. 8:17 PM. Alabastian Embassy, Ambassador's Office. Oh, God. It's the Steel Samurai! Oh dear. What do you think you're doing to my Spodnet? I really love this song. What the hell? You're, oh god, it's Butts. Of course it is. Edgy, oh thank the heavens you're here. I'm in a really, really big pickle, your lordship. The Raven, it appeared, poof, and then disappeared, swoosh. What? And though I am the Steel Samurai, my sword it... I'm so confused, I don't know what anything means anymore. Who is this fruitcake? I'm Larry of the House of Butts, married man of Neo-World Tokyo, milady. Wait, she should know who he is. He was in the trial of Trials and Tribulations. Like the last trial, he was in that. He was on the witness stand when Franziska and Edgeworth were facing off. Huh. Ah, okay, she does remember him. Now I remember, this person is one of your friends, isn't he, Miles? Yes, frighteningly enough, he is. Hey, what's up with that answer? Your best bud is in a bind, and you act like it's no big deal. What sort of bind are we talking about here? The suspect kind. I accidentally became a suspect in a murder. Again. I see, that is quite the bind. Not that we're in the least bit surprised. Is that 2 or 3 that he's been the suspect of? No, just 2. Yeah, Justice for All. Was it Justice for All? No, Justice for All was Maggie Bird. That was like the first case she was, like, shown in. It was actually the first case ever in the game, was Larry Butts and Frank saw it. Yeah. Pretty much expected this news. From the instant I saw this unlucky face. His name is Larry Butts. I've known him since grade school, and for as long as I've known him, he has been the world's largest source of trouble with a capital T. Hey, what kind of introduction is that? You're so mean, OG. If you're not careful, you might find your tiny number of friends go down by 1. That was uncalled for. Besides, you are... Wait, hold on. Larry, it was you? You're the one who wrote my Steel Samurai autograph? Oh, you didn't notice earlier? I even winked at you through the headpiece. What's going on? And why are you beet red? Sorry, but could you not speak to me right now? Now who's holding it? Oh, it's Lang! Oh, sorry, am I interrupting your comical yet melodramatic play? Aha! So this is the incident you mentioned earlier. Mr. Prosecutor, this man, this childhood friend of yours, is our prime suspect. Of what, you ask? Murder. Of the murder of a man who had snuck into this embassy, masked to Mask 2. Or Mask to Mask the Second. Huh? Oh dear. Well, only Larry could get himself into yet another mess as fine as this. But no matter what the facts seem to say, Larry is not the type to commit murder. Still, it's a rather daunting stroke of misfortune I've struck. I have to prove that Larry Butts is innocent of all wrongdoing. Shifu, we've identified the victim. Good work. I'll take that report now. Agent Lang, would you mind if I took a peek at it as well? What did I tell you earlier, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't get in my way. There's only enough flesh here to feed one wolf, and that one is me. So no, you may not take a peek. But Agent Lang... But I'm getting hauled it all over the place. It's what's his face? Dirk, I think. Oh, it's Bad. Dirk. Where the hell did I get Dirk from? Detective Bad. Oh, Detective Dirk. I don't even know where the fucking name Dirk came from. And it was gonna... The worst part is it was Dirk with an H and a U. Oh, Jesus. Agent Lang? Will you allow an investigator such as myself to take a look? Ah, yes, of course. You, let the detective see the file. You're Detective Bad. You're the prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth, right? Fancy meeting you here, Detective. You weren't expecting me? Ever since that day 7 years ago, I've chased after the Yatagarasu, non-stop. I really do like his theme, though. I even pressured Interpol into keeping me in the loop, in case a card was ever found. So what incredible dedication to the case. Detective Bad knows the Yatagarasu's... modus operandi very well. I could have just said the MO, but modus operandi sounds so much cooler. And his passion for the chase hasn't died down in these 7 long years. It's something I can respect. But Detective Bad, I must ask, you're going to make an ally out of this prosecutor? My only goal is to arrest the Yatagarasu. If he can get to the bottom of this case, then I'm willing to share info with him. I'm in your debt, Detective Bad. Oh, initial investigation. What a badass. About the murder of Damask number 2, or Damask the Second. Sounds better. Would you be willing to fill me in on a few of the details? When the Yatagarasu showed up, Agent Lang and I took ourselves off guard duty, and put ourselves in charge of directing things at this crime scene. Taking advantage of the chaos, Damask the Second, he broke into this embassy, probably to steal some treasure or another, and I suppose he lost his life when he was forced to fight someone else in this room. Suspect, which is Butts. Why exactly was that man placed under arrest, Detective? That samurai? He was born looking suspicious, but not for the reasons you suspect, I assure you. Which you can plainly see is completely harmless. Well, it was just a random guess. It's not like he's actually under arrest. Oh. Tonight, here at the Alabastian Embassy, Ambassador Alba was to give a commemorative speech. And that's when the Yatagarasu showed. Oh, but keep in mind, the Yatagarasu isn't who I'm talking about right now. Those seats, for the guests who had been called to sit in them, were empty. A no-show? Who was it that failed to take their seat? Everybody. The Steel Samurai. Oh, okay. Until the speech was to begin, each member of the entire Steel Samurai family was to wait in a separate room. However, for some weird reason, that man was spotted in a different location than his assigned room at that time. And where was he? He was on the roof. What? With one of his legs down a chimney. That chimney leads directly into this room. Oh dear. Larry Butts, you've really outdone yourself this time. What were you thinking? In any case, I believe it's high time for me to start my investigation. Oh yeah. Alright. Right, well we have the knife rack. We already know something about the knives being you know, a bit iffy. Yeah, there are some weapons on display on this wall, a crossbow, and under that, a set of knives bearing a flower motif. They must be the counterparts to the Babalese knives, which means that the blades inside these scabbards should match the blade that was used to kill Mr. Cochin. Okay, I won't rest until I've inspected everything that is suspicious. Crossbow? Why is there a weapon on display in a place like this? I wonder why there are no whips on display here. We have the crossbow. It's the Steel Samurai's primary weapon, the Samurai Spear. Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing. It's sleek and shiny, just like my heart. It comes at you like whoosh. When you hold it, you just want to live, like BAM! You do well to watch what you say, Larry. Although, it is just as Larry says, the spear is quite the symbol of valor. However, speaking of spears, aren't you supposed to use them by thrusting the point straight into your opponent? Not entirely convinced this spear is up to the task. What's wrong, AG? You're just staring off into the distance. Oh, I get it. Tell you what, I'll tell the studio to make you one, okay? But this one's mine. Did I say anything about wanting one? Maybe I can shut him up if I show him the piece of evidence that will point something out about the spear. Oh. Right, well we have the... what is it? Oh, pardon me. Knives adorned with flowers are on display here. I suspect that these are the counterparts to the Babalese knives. The blades of these knives should match the blade of the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. Huh? One of the knives is missing its blade. Let's see if the two pieces, the blade and the handle, fit each other. And they do. It would appear that they fit together quite well, almost seamlessly. Then this means that an Alabastian knife did find its way into Babal. But how? We also have another statue. Despite absolutely no difference between this Prima Duck statue and Babal's, the statue's face looks a bit like that costumed hero you like so much. Also very much. I only wonder why you Americans have such an affinity for this kind of face. The statue wasn't made by an American, you know. At least I don't suppose so. Huh. So what is it I could show to Larry? What do I have? Oh! Aha! Right, okay, I see it. In that the spear's not bent. Do I have to deduce the spear, or like can I do just the spear tip? I'll try the tip. This certainly is edgy. Eureka! Larry, about this spear. Oh, are you feeling it? Bam! I thought there was something strange about this spear. Tell me, Larry, is it just me, or is this spear a bit bent? What? No way. It's exactly as it should be, yo. I have here the autograph you wrote for me earlier. Now, take a good look at this, which you drew with your own hands. You can see that the spear is clearly of a different shape. Oh! What do you have to say to that? I'm sorry. Let me guess, he dropped it or some shit. When I hold the spear in my hands, all of a sudden I feel super powerful. And then, during practice, I was spinning it around and around, and bam! It hit the wall. Oh my god. You're unbelievable. This is an embassy. But I've always been like that. Ever since I was a kid. One time on an overnight field trip, I bought a fake sword and played with it late that night. I'm just a useless hot-blooded man. Larry, clarify that for me, will you? Okay. So it was some field trip, and I began to shadow fight with myself. Not that, I meant what you said earlier, about spinning the spear and hitting the wall. Oh, that! It's no biggie. It's not like I left a hole or anything. That's not what I'm asking, Larry. The samurai spear is made of metal. I somehow doubt that a move as simple as spinning it around would cause it to bend. Man, Edgy, you're so naive. What? Where did that come from? Well, you keep calling it the samurai spear. But it's not real. You can't really fight someone with it. Because it's hollow on the inside. You could hit it against practically anything and it would bend. Is that so? Don't tell me you thought it was real. Oh, but don't take it the wrong way. I just think that part of your personality is cute. I see. Your friendship truly is something special, Miles Edgeworth. Oh no, that's not friendship. It's utter humiliation. That is a lot more bent than it appeared. Jesus. Okay, so we deduced the spear's super duper bent. I don't think there's much else here. Mask Damask the Second. So, this is the victim, Damask the Second. What is with his gaudy outfit? You don't know about Mask Damask? A few months ago, this thief caused a lot of havoc on the populace. Zvari, and that's who it was. Look at me. Oh, I still can't believe half of the names are just a play on words. So, this thief is separate from the Yatagarasu. I thought they were for a while, but their MO and targets were different. Damask likes high-value trinkets and jewels, and being gaudy is his signature. Gumshoe was in charge of that investigation, so he'd know more about Damask. That's alright, all I probably care are tales of his failure anyway. You haven't changed a bit, I see. In any case, let's get started here, shall we? Okay, yeah, we won't rest, blah blah blah. Well, first and foremost, we have his hat. Which is the most, suspicious thing. There is not a single shred of fashion sense in Damask's costume. Well, at least I can appreciate the great effort he must have put into making it. You two don't know? You can buy this costume almost anywhere now. It's being sold? Since when? Since around New Year's? The streets are practically flooded with them. Turns out Damask is a lot more popular than I thought he'd be. Can't believe that foolish fool would dress in fool's clothing to act foolishly. We got your point about foolish is back, Francisca. Alright, we have the sword. So this is the murder weapon in this case. There's blood on the blade. It's a rather sweeping sword, isn't it? What did you expect? It's Steel Samurai Daddy's secondary weapon. I only call it his secondary because although he uses his sword in most of his battles, it's his trusty samurai spear that he turns to in a real fight. You sure know quite a bit about the Steel Samurai. That's only because I saw the stage show earlier. The owner of this sword is the Steel Samurai, or in other words, Larry. I should probably ask him about it, as detrimental as it is to proving him innocent. Huh, okay. Oh, I thought you would mention, like, the brooch or something. Is that a napkin? Actually, it kind of looks like the very old Pizza Hut logo. I think it was the Pizza Hut logo. Can't remember. So what is he holding? It looks like a piece of paper from a notepad. Alabast, Primadux statue, 5th floor, ambassador's office. It would appear that directions on how to reach this room were written by hand. There's something written on the back as well. I'd like you to steal the Primadux statue in this room. What is that supposed to mean? Who writes a note to themselves like that? If I had to guess from the text, I would say that this is actually a request from someone about what to steal. Just who was the person that requested the theft of the Primadux statue? I can't stop seeing the Pizza Hut logo now. Not to worry. Do I have anything else? I looked at the note. That's basically it. Yeah, pretty much. Larry, tell me about your sword. Larry, there are a few things I need to ask you about. Hey, how about that? I got a few things I gotta ask you too. What is it? It's like both you and him. How is it that the two of you always manage to have some cute girl, or cute or hot girl by your side? And Frenzy, what about that promise you made to me? Promise? What promise? The one where you said you would model for my next book? Frenzy's Whippity-Whip Trip? Okay, so they are referencing Trials and Tribulations. Good. I made no such promise. Ever since grade school, we've had a certain saying about Larry. If something smells, it's usually the butts. Ah, God, that is something that's like burned into my memory. One needs to look no further than this man to find the king of troublemakers. Oh my God, there's a lot of shit. Steel Samurai. As I recall, aren't you calling yourself Laurice Donham now? Wait, they changed the name! And how it was spelt? Because that was a name I never knew how to pronounce up until I saw the anime, and they've just pronounced it Donham. And I felt like such an idiot for not realising it should have just been called Donham. Oh, whatever. Laurice Donham now. Oh, right, okay, never mind. That's Donham. Laurice Donham. Get that straight in your head, Edgy. Now I remember. You're that rude, pale imitation of a real artist. No, you've got it all wrong. I gave up on that whole Laurice business. And he said bullshit. Besides, when Bangelina left me and my heart in pieces, that's when Mindy walked into my life. She's been so good to me that I wanted to help her in some way. And I figured I could through this Steel Samurai outfit. Your inane blathering makes less and less sense each time we meet. I believe he's saying that he picked up this part-time job as the Steel Samurai so that he may attempt to capture the heart of the actress who plays the Pink Princess. You got it. I knew you'd know what I meant, Edgy. Not really. It's not so much as I understood, but a simple deduction based on your usual modus operandi, Larry. That's very true. He loves to just chase the poontang. I would like you to confess right now to everything you did tonight. Confess? Hey, don't tell me you suspect me too. Nonsense. I don't believe you have the mental acuity needed to plan and execute a murder. However, we are talking about you here, so I find it hard to believe that nothing happened. The past experience has taught me that you are always at the centre of some insane event. Edgy, how can you be so mean, stabbing me with your words like that? Unfortunately, I don't have the time to search out a key to unlock your heart this time. So I suggest that you cooperate and tell me what you know. God, they're making so many references. That was a reference to the Magatama and the Cyclops. Okay, I get it. Just stop Frenzy from whipping me from behind. So, I guess you know what I did, right, Edgy? I can't even begin to imagine. However, I imagine that whatever you were up to was probably beyond my imagination. So, will you tell me what exactly you did, Larry? Nope, not yet, Edgy. It'll take more than that to loosen my lips. A lot more. Confess, now. Okay, well, I was up on the roof. Why exactly were you up there? Oh, you know, that wintry custom and the legendary hero. Legendary? Hero? Santa Claus. Santa Claus. I wanted to do that thing he does, so I climbed up to one of the chimneys. But when I got there was smoke pouring out of the chimney. Smoke from chimney? Oh. Smoke was pouring out of the chimney when Larry thought to climb down it. And? Well, I couldn't go down the chimney with smoke coming up, right? So I gave up. Objection! Larry, you do realise that Santa Claus does not exist, right? Of course I know. I did graduate from junior high, you know. And you should also understand this. If Santa was real, he would be the biggest unlawful trespasser in history. Oh, crud. It's your attempt to imitate Santa that has landed you as a prime suspect in this murder. Come on, man. What's so wrong with pretending to be Santa? Let's start with the fact that it will be the ideas of March in a matter of hours. Or the Ides of March in a matter of hours. Santa only visits homes on December 24th. That's in December, you nitwit. No! Hey, wait a sec. We're not in court. What? Oh my god. Larry's such a character. Now, you're about the samurai sword that was used as the murder weapon. Oh, that. Well, I shook hands with the ambassador in this room, you know. Yes, apparently you did. And well, I totally forgot about it and left it behind when I left afterwards. You want to talk about shock? I was the most shocked of all when I heard it killed someone. Foolish fool, looking especially foolish for foolishly stating such a foolish excuse. You forgot to take something that big with you. Who would believe such a tale? Sorry, Miss Von Karma, but I believe him. Because if anyone could forget something like that, it would be Larry. Edgy, you believe me? I just knew that our friendship is something special. Anyway, even if Larry had simply forgotten the sword and left it behind, that in no way clears his name. Which means that I will have to prove his innocence from a different angle. Oh. Well. So there was the exact same statue sitting in the Babalese, or in that Babalese office we examined. It's the Primadux statue. It was the national treasure of the Principality of Cadopia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica. But both Alabast and Babar claim to have the real thing. What an incredibly childish fight to have. Oh. Okay. Well, pardon me. Until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. What's the suspicious thing? The Primadux statue, there was one of these on the Babalese statue side as well. It's very valuable and made of pure gold. It was the national treasure of Cadopia. There's only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica. But both Alabast and Babar claim to have the real thing and won't budge from their claim. What an incredibly childish fight to have. Huh, okay. Wait, so this would be Babal's. Is there anything different? No, not quite. Jesus. Nah. I thought maybe there'd be something with the sword. Is there anything else I missed? Oh yeah, there is. Oh! Alright, never mind. I noticed something strange already. It's, facing the wrong way. So the person shaking hands with the Steel Samurai in this picture is Ambassador Alba. It was taken just before the murder. The Steel Samurai must be very popular. They're even using the national treasure as a backdrop. Just don't understand. What exactly is so great about Top Knot there? Clearly there is a depth to this show that a young person like you can't fathom. Speaking of young people, aren't young children the target audience of this show? Of costumed actors? Yes, actually. She ain't wrong. Is there anything else I'm missing? Oh, look at the birds! Oh, ain't that nice? Oh, right. Two gorgeous flowers are in full bloom here. I'm sure flowers as lovely as these must have an equally as lovely name. Miles Edgeworth, are you done staring? You should hardly think passion flowers are all that rare. Passion flowers? That's a rather unusual name. It was named by priests in the 15th century for the Passion of Christ. As they say, you learn something new every day. Alright, passion flowers. Right, well I can actually deduce something here. The fact that this has been moved. I don't think it matters where I'm actually deducing. Because it's the statue as a whole, not a very specific point of the statue. Right, and boom. Oh wait, no. Ooh. Eureka! Look at this photo and tell me what you find odd about this scene, Miss Von Karma. The apparent joy in the ambassador's face as he shakes that Top Knot's hand? That's not it. I was trying to point out that the statue in the photo is facing a different way. You're right. The statue is a national treasure. As such, only an ambassador or a secretariat level person is allowed to handle it. The fact that the statue is facing one way in this photo, and now it's facing a different direction in this preserved crime scene, is proof that someone touched the statue around the time of the crime. But why? Why would they bump into it? That's what I'm confused about. Either way, there's that. So what's it actually saying now? Signs it was moved during the murder. Alright. Whoops. I don't think there's anybody else I can speak with. What about Bad? Oh no, we've already spoke to him. Lang? Did some investigating over in the Babalese embassy too, right? I did. Is there a problem? Langzi says, a wolf who aims to hunt for 2 rabbits at once. I believe the idiom you require is, he who runs after two hares will catch neither. Huh, a real wolf can catch both. I see, so what are you trying to say? Seeing as how I am currently handling two cases. Huh, suit yourself. But don't say I didn't warn you. Can I actually investigate this? I can. The counterpart to the Babbly's butterfly is the Alabastian flower. The butterfly and flower, they're both lovely things. But can we interpret this to mean that Alabast provides honey to Babal? Franziska, can't you come up with a more meaningful or profound comment? Very well then, let's hear what sort of profound comment you can come up with. Well, flowers cannot survive without the butterflies that spread their pollen. And butterflies cannot live without the nectar that flowers provide. If either one were to disappear from the equation, neither would survive. How was that, Miss Von Karma? Your explanation took so long that I nearly fell asleep. Well, let's continue the investigation. Franziska, why can't you just admit I had something there? Is there anything else here? It's a fireplace. And by the looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently. Yes, I can say that I can't say that I see anything unusual about it. Okay. This will be Ambassador Alba's desk. His notebook is open on his desk. He must have been in the middle of some important work. Sapling growth log. It finally sprouted today. Funny, it doesn't look like important work to me. Interesting. Right, so I've missed something. Yeah, clearly. Unless... did I miss something? I did! What else did I miss? His crotch. He's wearing a codpiece. His face? I thought that Damask had quit the business. This guy, he's just a copycat using the name. A phony successor. He's just another petty thief. Not pretty thief. His real identity is an out-of-work guy by the name of Karshi Nu. He's 29 and wanted on larceny charges. From his clothes and what he was carrying, we determined that this guy is the real Damask II. The cause of death appears to be the loss of blood from the back of his head. It seems that he was struck with something very hard. In other words, he was bludgeoned to death. I guess that about wraps up my investigation. Oh, there we go. That's... Ooh. Yo, Pink Princess, how are you feeling? You still feeling ill? And yet another strange character comes out of the woodwork. And so the Pink Princess also comes to pay the Alabastian Embassy a visit. I believe I may need to speak with her as well. Ah, great. Let's talk to the Pink Princess. Miss Pink Princess, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Miss Princess, if you would please answer... Oh no, it's Old Bag. Again. Jesus Christ. Wait, she has, like, darker hair than normal. This must be what they call fate. How could this happen 2 days in a row? What the? Aren't you Miss Oldbag? Why are you so surprised? So you're the one they got to play the Steel Samurai. It's too bad I didn't realise that until now. You are acquaintances with Larry? Well, yes, we worked at the same company for a little while, you know. That's why it's okay, my edgy poo. You don't need to be jealous. Oh god. I was in the next room, you know, trying to get in some beauty sleep. It was so noisy here that I couldn't fall asleep, so I came over to complain. So imagine my shock when I saw my precious edgy poo waiting here for me. I mean, who could have imagined that you would ever come to a show like this? I guess I've misjudged you, edgy poo. You misjudged him? I thought he was trying to avoid me, you know? That was no misjudgment on my part, that's precisely what I was trying to do. But it looks like the winds have shifted and he's now willing to be chased after. I'm simply overwhelmed. Don't you worry, Edgy Poo. I chase you forever, to the ends of the earth. Isn't that just peachy? This is one of those rare times when Franziska and I actually see eye to eye. Pink Princess, who got a face? It's like she just smells something awful. Now then, what are you doing here? I thought you were working at Gatewaterland as the Pink Badger. What are you talking about? That was ages ago. That was yesterday. Look, I worked at Global Studios before, a long time ago, right? Well, they called me up this morning, kind of out of the blue, actually. They called you? Apparently the girl who plays the Pink Princess collapsed from a bad cold. It happened so suddenly they sent me... Oh, so they called me in to be her last-minute replacement. Do they not have enough people and staff at the studio? I really couldn't say no, so here I am playing the role of the heroine. Instead of that Mindy girl, I mean. But that poor girl, I feel bad for her. Because they let me stand in for her, she's going to have a terrible time when she returns. Yeah, whatever. I am not reading this. She doesn't shut up. A bunch of simpletons. You're a rather lively old lady. So, basically, you received the stand-in request this morning, correct? You got it. If you need to see it, I've got it right here. Look. It appears that she is telling the truth. Why would she lie about it? Yeah, that makes no sense to me. I tell you, my fine acting moved the entire audience to tears. Yes, tears of laughter, as I recall. But being famous has its problems too, you know. Yeah, take a look at this. It's a letter from a stalker. So, what the hell? I was just taking my break when I found this stuck under the door to my room. I should have read what it said. Honestly, you really have to watch out for these kind of things. Look at what it says. Wendy, with an accent, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving night. How absolutely revolting. I mean, you'd think you could get my name right. There's no accent in my name. Oh. Wait, this horrible handwriting. Where have I seen this before? But now that you're here, Edgy Poo, I feel 100% safe. Where do I factor into this? You'd bust that evil stalker man for my sake, wouldn't you, Edgy Poo? Well, if you allow me the liberty to handle this in my own way, I'll gladly dispatch a detective to your house later. Oh, come on, Edgy Poo, stop being so dismissive and playing hard to get. Okay, so there we go. Letter from a stalker. I want to read what it says. But that is some terrible handwriting. I can say that. Wait a minute. He spelt tonight with the same E and X. Is that meant to be an I? Yeah, because he's done it at the bottom as well. And with loving. That's an I. So, windy. Too windy. I can't see what else that could be. It looks like just a bunch of scribbles. Could maybe be an M. Ah. If it's an M, then that's Mindy. Which means it was intended for Mindy, not Wendy. But because of the awful handwriting, shit got out of hand. Oh, I never actually checked. Is that the same handwriting? No. Actually, it could be. To Mr. It must be. Edgeworth. The E looks like an I. Alright, let's continue talking. Time of the murder. What were you doing at the time of the crime? What crime? What? After the show was over, I've had nothing but free time on my hands. So I used the fireplace in the room next door to keep my bad hip warm. Oh. Well, a murder occurred in the room right next to yours. Is that right? Oh, Edgy Poo, I'm so scared. Hold me, caress me. If you could please not cling onto my personage. In any case, I take it then that you failed to show up at Ambassador Alba's speech. Oh, that? No, I didn't go. I mean, I may have the heart of a young, tender maiden, but my body just refuses to cooperate at times. As soon as the show ended, my hip started acting up and got stiff. I couldn't move at all. Could you provide proof of your condition? Oh, you just go on ahead and ask the doctors in the infirmary. They're the ones who carried me from the theatre all the way to this embassy. I have to admit, the thought of her not being able to leave that room is rather pleasant. Oh my god, we have a dog! Prosecutor Von Karma, I've brought the police dog as you requested, sir. Good work. You may leave now, officer. What the hell? This dog. I requested the assistance of a dog in our search for the Yatagarasu. Woof woof. Looks like you guys have some pretty bright dogs in this country too. Woof woof. Oh my god. Hey, you're a real cutie, aren't you? Yeah, that's a good boy. That's a police dog Gumshoe's been taken care of. I think its name is Missile. What a fitting name for a police dog that dashes out in front and attacks. That action alone isn't exactly what's going to solve the case for us, you know? Now, Missile, I want you to find some clues. Go! Woof. What? Good dog. You really are quite bright, aren't you? Unlike a certain someone I know. Now, what do we have here? Is that a sandwich? Wait, that is a sandwich, I think. With the Steel Samurai imprinted on it. What is this? It looks like a small hot dog, but... Wait, Francisca, isn't that an official samurai dog? Oh, Jesus. No, bad Missile. He ate it. I wonder if it's alright for him to eat that. It's just a meat substance snack featuring the Steel Samurai. I'm sure he'll be fine. That's quite a bit of information you gathered there, in a single quick glance. We should really be focusing on why there was a samurai dog there in the first place. It looks like that snack wasn't all Missile found. Oh, what do we have here? It appears to be a lady's undershirt. I wonder if Ambassador Alba might have an interest in cross-dressing. I somehow doubt that. It doesn't look like the shirt would even fit him. A samurai dog and a lady's undershirt. What are these two items doing in a room like this? Given the circumstances, the lady's undershirt could only belong to one person. I suppose I should get this over with and ask the owner of said undershirt about it. Oh no, it's Wendy's. Woof. It was a much bigger help than I thought it would be. Yes, however, there are a few aspects I don't understand about what you found. In that case, you should keep on investigating until you do understand. Now, my subordinate, continue with the investigation. Alright, I will. It is with great dread that I proceed and do what I must to solve the case. She's literally just like, go, lackey, do all the work for me. Ah, Christ. Be this yours, Wendy? I pray it is not. If you could please take a look at this brown-coloured undershirt. Oh, Edgy-Poo, what is the meaning of this? Oh, Christ. Why did you steal that thing from my bags? All you had to do was ask. I would have gladly given you as many as you'd like. Thanks, but no thanks. The shirt was found here at the crime scene. What? Come now, why don't you just confess and explain what it's doing here? I know nothing. Nothing, I tell you. What? Oh, I admit that I used the fireplace to dry that shirt. But I can't really help the fact that I had to, you know? Wearing that pink princess costume was like being in a sauna. And on top of that, I get fingered as a suspect? You're too cruel, Edgy-Poo. You're claiming that you never once set foot inside this room? Of course I am. If I had been the one to find the body, do you think I'd be as calm and relaxed as I am? Never mind. I was about to start reading it. Then I realised she went all motor-mouth on us. Will you marry me honestly? What? If I can't help it, will you marry me honestly men these days? Jesus. Well... I don't believe she is lying about her actions. So I can safely assume she really was drying her shirt by the fireplace on her break. And somehow the undershirt managed to move from the next room into this one. So undershirt from next door. The undershirt was found in the office fireplace, but how did it get there? Now that is the real question. I assume the samurai dog was also yours? Ah, that brilliant mind of yours, you really can see through everything about me. And so the feeling of dread continues, but I suppose I should ask for more details. Yeah, tell me about that hot dog. Samurai dogs. That samurai dog was yours, wasn't it? No, of course, I'm forever yours, my Edgy-Poo. If you could please just stick to what I ask you. Edgy, are you and Miss Oldbag? No. You really don't change, do you? When will you learn how to take a joke? Anyway, that samurai dog wasn't mine. Those things are a present from the studio to the embassy. A present? The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all into the pushcart just to move them all. The studio guys should have delivered those things up by themselves, right, Edgy? So, did you deliver the samurai dogs to the embassy staff as per your instructions? Hey, Edgy, don't just ignore me and my question. Are you going to stick up for me? Nah, why would we do that? About that. See, after the show, I went to rest a spell in the dressing room. Because of my bad hip, you know. And there they were. The samurai dogs were just sitting on the dressing room floor. I suppose you had to make preparations for distributing them after the show? Well, if by preparation you mean sampling them as well. Excuse me? Oh, I tried one and thought they were actually quite good. Sorry, but I just had to find out. I know it was silly of me to think this, but I figured that since they're for a kids show, their taste was probably for kids too. But they were so good that I couldn't stop. Before I went back to my room, I just had to help myself to half a dozen or so boxes. As I sat there by the roaring fire, warming them and eating them, I thought, this is the life. What is it now? Oh, I know. I bet you want a box too, don't you, my edgy poo? Well, who am I to say no to you? But I'll only give you one. The rest are all for me. What? So she has a shitload of samurai dogs. Looks like the lesson for today is that when the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess take off their masks, they transform into a pair of annoying troublemakers. I mean, you're not wrong. Jesus. So we learned about the samurai dogs. So, I pressed the wrong button. Whew. So what do we have? Smoke from chimney, used the fireplace. Yeah, that they go together. So at the time of the crime, Miss Aldbag was warming her hip in the next room. Or room next door, whatever. So there is no trace of this room's fireplace being used. And your point is? Smoke was supposedly pouring out of the chimney connected to this fireplace. At least, according to Larry. This is a contradiction of facts, is it not? Are you sure he wasn't just disoriented or something up on the roof? There is testimony from an investigator that puts Larry at this particular chimney. So, no. I don't think it was a mistaken impression on Larry's part. On the other hand, the fireplace in the next room was being used at the time. Where do you suppose the smoke from that fireplace went? I see. So you're proposing this. Or what you are proposing is this. The smoke that came out of the chimney was actually from Miss Allbag's fire. So basically the fireplaces of neighbouring rooms share one chimney. Is that what you're implying? So the office fireplace and the one in Miss Aldbag's room share the same chimney. Precisely. So now if I connect undershirt from next door and the shared chimney, that should unlock something else. The lady's undershirt that Miss All found. What? Why are you getting all excited over holding it onto a lady's undergarment? Miles Edgeworth, you uncouth sea slug. If you know the owner of said undershirt, then hurry up and return it to her already. You have it all wrong, this is evidence. And the owner of this piece of evidence was in the room next door. And yet despite that, Miss All found it in the fireplace in this room. This lady's undershirt? Are you seriously claiming that it somehow passed through a solid brick wall? Not quite. The fireplace in this room is connected to a chimney. The other fireplace in the other room is also connected to the same chimney, leading us to the possibility that the two fireplaces are connected to each other. Perhaps a closer look at the back of the fireplace is in order. Yeah, let's do it. Oh. I thought I actually had to run over there, but I guess not. There is an X on the back of the wall of the fireplace. Let's see if I can't get a better look at it. What in the... The wall separating this room's fireplace from the next room's fireplace apparently turns. As I suspected, this fireplace does indeed connect this room to the neighbouring room. The neighbouring room? There appears to be nothing particular about the next room. I don't know, I've been peculiar, whatever. But the fact that there is nothing special about the next room isn't what's important. It's the fact that there is a secret passageway through this room's fireplace. We know now that the fireplace connects the two rooms. But how exactly is that significant? You aren't going to suddenly name the old lady as Damask II's killer now, are you? No, she couldn't move at all because of her stiff hip. So she could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing whatsoever to do with Damask II's murder. There goes the investigation part. It would appear that the answer has made itself known. You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on. I'm ready to counter any argument you may have. Very well then, if you are prepared. I'll show you exactly where my deductions have led me. Good, I'm counting on you, Edgy. Leave it to me, Larry. My first attack will be to expose your lie for what it really is. My lie? I know that there is still something you are keeping from the rest of us. What's wrong with you? Why is it you won't believe me no matter what I say, Edgy? Curse you! I should just hurry up and die already if that's how it's gonna be. I'll confess to every murder in the whole world, and then kill myself, and throw everything into mass confusion. You made some wonderful friends as a child, I see. Larry, I only have one thing to say to you. Even if you make that face at me, it's no use. A man who is ready to die is strong-willed, you know. Now, it doesn't matter what sort of harebrained trouble you've caused. I only ask that you do not lie to me. If you cause an innocent person to be judged unfairly because of some insipid lie, I will never forgive you. Edgy. Although allow me to say that I consider you to be among the innocent in this case. That I will draw the real killer out. You can trust me on this. Alright, this time I'll tell you the whole truth, okay? What happened, what didn't happen, the works. Just what happened will do. Now then, if you would please testify as to what you did up on the roof tonight. God damn. Up on the rooftop. After the show I left the pushcart in the rose garden and came into the embassy. Then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. After that, and until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare find, you know? So then, I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try. Oh, okay. Larry, I thought I just finished telling you to not lie anymore. But it's kinda ultra embarrassing. What exactly is so ultra embarrassing that you can't tell me? Edgy man, I just said it was embarrassing, so of course I can't just blurt it out. So you're just gonna have to reason it out of me. As your superior, I command you to hurry up and expose this man's lie. I have every intention to, for I'm not about to let us waste time on such a trifling matter. Alright. Alright, time to press everything. You left the pushcart? Could you please clarify that statement for me? Yeah, so the wheels on the pushcart got covered in dirt from the rose garden. Would have made a mess of the floor inside, so Ambassador Alba just said to just leave it. Well, it would be rather impolite to dirty another country's embassy. Come to think of it, I recall seeing the Pink Princess on my way into the embassy. What was she doing? Nothing in particular. Because she was being carried by some docs on a stretcher. She must have been incapacitated by the pain of her bad hip that she suffered during the show. So I came into the embassy, right? And then... more stuff.
Hold it!
So, you shook hands with the ambassador of the Kingdom of Alabas, did you? Yeah, can you believe it? I did something really cool for a change. But honestly speaking, there's nothing interesting about shaking some guy's hand. Hey there, are you disrespecting another country in their very own embassy? As someone with roots in this country, I'm feeling nothing but incredible shame at this second. Agreed. I apologize for his inconsiderate words. Now, Larry, please continue. Doo-doo. What is with all of you? You keep saying that kind of thing. Oh, and I'll tell you only lies. You're already telling us nothing but lies, so let it go and move on. Alright already. You don't need to glare at me like that, Edgy. Oh, bloody hell. Free time, so he wandered around. Larry, I want you to listen very carefully and take this to heart. The whole point of your life is to cause misery and pain to everyone you encounter. I know, I get it, I'm totally the bad guy again. I thought you were his friend, don't you think that was a bit harsh? Langzy says, true friends are bosom friends. If you are in trouble, call on your bosom friend, whose shoulder you can truly cry on. Hey, bosom buddy! I hope you're listening carefully to my testimony. Has it crossed your pea-sized brain yet that Agent Lang is only out to arrest you, Larry? Now then, you're wandering around inside the embassy, and then what happened? Bosom buddy. Spotted the chimney, a chimney like that is a rare thing, you know. I should hardly think that chimneys are that rare. Agreed, especially since they are a traditional feature of American houses. Plus, many grand buildings have even larger and fancier chimneys. Yeah, but the kind of chimney I'm talking about is the really romantic type. A romantic chimney. It might sound kinda silly, but women seem to really enjoy them. And I just had a good feeling about that chimney. Okay. You suddenly wanted to play Santa. No, well actually I dressed up as a Santa once before already. That was down at God Lake. Oh. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't dredge up such unnecessary memories for me. Sounds like you guys share a lot of history. A perk of being childhood friends, huh? Besides, it's not a felony to dress up and play Santa, you know. Santa doesn't go around killing people after he comes down at family's chimney, after all. Actually, is it worth delving into whether or not playing Santa is a big deal? Sure, raise an objection. Actually, I believe in the case of this man, playing Santa is actually quite a big deal. You saying that your buddy isn't exactly made of Santa-quality stuff? Precisely. You hit the nail on the head, Agent Lang. Hey, Edgy, that's so incredibly mean. Tell me something, Larry. Did you know that Santa's job is to deliver presents to people all over the world? Of course I know that. I did graduate from junior high, you know. In that case, it's your turn to tell me something. I want you to tell me to whom you were delivering a present to. I was, delivering a present to a child not basking in the glow of love. That must be the most elegant description of you I've ever heard. But a lie is still a lie. You sure know how to kick a guy when he's down, you know that? In any case, the person you wished to deliver a present unto was most certainly this. Oh. Interesting tastes you have there, Mr. Suspect. Don't spread lies about me. I totally didn't want to see myself bag so much that I'd try to go down a chimney. I'd advise you stop right there in your bashing of a lady. Well, I must admit that I myself hardly ever have the want to run into that lady. However, what if you were misinformed and under the wrong impression? Then what? Define wrong impression. I simply mean that the man before you thought... Oh, the man before you thought to enter the old lady's room without knowing one very important fact. And that fact is best summed up with this. The stand-in request. This is something the old lady received from her employer for the night. The girl who normally plays the Pink Princess, Mindy, was it again? It seems that this man is quite taken with that actress. But that's not true, Edgy. She's the one with the hots for me. I just know it. I can feel her sexy beam piercing my heart when she's watching me. Sexy beam, I tell you. You filthy, despicable, inconsiderate, fickle, idiotic, cowardly apparition of a man. You haven't matured at all since we last met. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes? This guy. He's got bigger problems than just getting involved in murders, I take it. I suppose you could put it that way. Hey, what the heck, man? I don't get you guys at all. Why do you all have to make me out to be some sort of bad guy? To return the to the original topic, I propose that at least this much has been made clear. Without any knowledge of Miss Mindy, or that Miss Mindy had fallen ill, Larry tried to make his way into the Pink Princess's room. That much we know for sure. Hey Edgy, looks like I've got the hang of this court thing now. But we're not in court at the moment. Shut up. Let's see what's going on here. And it looks just like what you do in court. I guess old boy here still has something he'd like to say. Langsy says, until the root of the tongue dries, one never knows the whole truth. You shouldn't form conclusions until everything is out in the open, which is why I'll listen. Alright then, get ready to listen to me defeat Edgy in a battle of wits. Larry, have you forgotten that should I lose your victory, prize would be an arrest? You probably don't realise it, he ain't the smartest tool in the tool shed. I can't stop yawning. Ay ay ay. So you think that all I wanted to do was go to visit Mindy? Well, I dressed up as Santa and climbed up to the chimney, but the smoke was really thick. It was a case of mistaken identity, and that mistake made me late for the speech. Then to top it all off, I became a suspect in a murder. That's what you really meant. But why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose? If it's for a woman, you'd do anything. Hey, someone say something. Larry, are you seriously trying to submit this, not as a confession, but as testimony? So what if I am? Is there something wrong with that? My claim is a claim claiming my claim. Do you have a problem with that? So it was you. You're my stalker. But I should warn you, it doesn't matter what kind of flattery you throw at me. I'm the devoted type of woman who's wholly focused on one man only, and as long as Edgeworth's alive, I can't just drop in, blah blah blah. Oh boy. I'm so inspired. You're such an inconsiderate, cowardly, idiotic, and all-around completely worthless man. I thought I heard something ominous just now, but perhaps it was just my imagination. I believe there is nothing further for me to prove at this point. What do you mean? Of course you've still got something to prove. Still have to show some proof that I was trying to meet up with Mindy. Proof, you say? Remember, Edgy, everything is evidence in court, right? You mean evidence is everything in court? Larry, but I understand your point. Yeah, see? I'm totally a pro at this now. Very well, if you wish to see the evidence. Then let me show you the last piece of evidence you'll ever wish to see. Oh boy. Right, here we go. Well, I have been saying that for a while now. After all. Wait, if not for that, then for what other reason did you wish to go down that chimney? You can't say that without any evidence. That's against the rules, Edgy. Heh. Those are keeping the prosecutor in line for me, Mr. Suspect. I have the evidence, and if you wish to see it that badly, I can introduce you to. But it's not good to keep them waiting, my subordinate. Hurry and show them already. Lies, all lies, Edgy. Well, if you wish to lie, then by all means continue. Because I'm ready to expose your lie at a moment's notice. You won't get the better of me. Now let's see. There we go. It made it seem like I wasn't able to press. Thankfully, that isn't the case. Was the smoke coming from the chimney really that thick? You bet, it was so thick I had tears pouring out of my eyes. It was a mess. I see. You do realise that you've just confirmed for us your chimney escapade. What? That's totally unfair. You tricked me, Edgy. Hardly, you simply have yet to master how to counter this cross-examination technique. Well, what I just said was a slip of the... No, I mean, I said the wrong thing. Besides, isn't this what you really meant? Isn't this what you really meant to say about what I did tonight? I don't know. I'm not quite sure how you could mistake that actress for this lady. Oh, Edgy Poo. Are you staring at me? Are you finally succumbing to my feminine charm? I should think that the Steel Samurai is the one who should know all about your charms. What, me? Edgy, what are you trying to do to me? Nothing, simply that the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess are husband and wife. Oh, is my poor little Edgy Poo jealous? If you could please drop that line of discussion right this instant. But Edgy, I told you, I already have Mindy. Speaking of Mindy, exactly what kind of woman would you say she is? Edgy, are you seriously telling me you don't know about the Mindy? Or who the Mindy is? She's just like what her name means. She's super sweet with a great smile. I don't mean to brag, but she's one of the trope's fastest rising stars. And that was troop, not trope. Interesting. So you're saying a woman like that is what made you late to the speech? Huh? Curse you too. Why is everyone out to make a suspect out of me? Look, all I can say is this. I was late to the speech. Suppose you might be correct in a small way. What do you mean by that? Besides being a suspect in a murder, there are a few other things you are a suspect of. Not you too, Frenzy. You tried to stalk me, but I won't let you intimidate me like that. Look, I already told you, Miss Oldbag, I wasn't after you, I was trying to see Mindy. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, can I just arrest this guy already? I completely understand how you feel, Agent Lang. But wait, please, listen to what I have to say. If you have a serious assertion to make, then I'd consider listening, however... No problem. I'm gonna put all I've got into this, so listen good, okay? There we go. Here it is. Letter from a stalker. There we go, we got it. Larry, don't even think about denying that you have knowledge of this letter. Hey, the indie gamer. How's it going? Hey, why are you showing that thing to me? Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving knight. Well, isn't that just romantic? But you weren't able to descend on her from above, were you, Mr. Loving Knight? Oh, poor Larry. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember a thing. Objection! You can pretend to be ignorant all you like, but it's written right here. This letter proves that you were not out to meet the old lady, but rather that you were attempting to pay Miss Mindy a visit. What part of this letter shows that the person Larry had intended to meet was Mindy? The name, because he's illiterate. He can't write. Boosh! I really hope that works. I suggest you take up penmanship lessons. That is, if you never wish to experience this level of embarrassment ever again. What the heck? What are you talking about? Speak English. You wrote Mindy so sloppily that it became Wendy to the average eye. Hey, stop picking on me. It's so embarrassing. There. Isn't that what childhood friends are for? They're the best, aren't they? For punching. But that will have to wait until we're off of this crime scene. Edgy, save me from the scary man. Sure, if you're willing to make amends. Starting with your incredibly embarrassing mistake. Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. But it's always been just, you know, hobby of mine. Something I do. It's fun. Passion. Whether or not I get, you know, a following or, you know, loads of views doesn't really matter to me. All I really want to do is just play games and document my experiences. Okay, so that wasn't me. Come again? It's a fake. Someone was out to get me, so they made that letter. To set me up. Yeah, of course, Larry. Yep, sure. Accept your defeat graciously. But you guys are being so mean. Ah, poor guy. Penmanship analysis. What's that? No matter who, all people have certain unique features to their handwriting. Ergo, all we have to do is compare the handwriting in this letter to a sample of yours. And we'll know soon enough who it was that sent this letter. I'll never write another thing in my life. I love Larry. He's the best. It's no use, Mr. Loving Knight. For you've already graciously provided me with a sample of your handwriting. Oh yeah, the autograph, of course. Oh, you silly goose. This autograph and our mysterious letter. If we compare the handwriting, we'll know the answer to our questions soon enough. Confess now, Larry, to your miserable failure. I'm sorry. I did it. It was me causing trouble again. I admit it. You hit the nail right on the head, Edgy. So he finally confesses. I saw the pink princess being carried around in a stretcher and got worried, alright? I wanted to go into Mindy's room, but the doctors wouldn't let me in. So what choice did I have? It was the chimney or bust, Edgy. Your mind jumped from the door to the chimney. What a criminally overactive imagination. Well, at least I was honest and wrote Mindy a letter and stuck it under the door. That way she wouldn't be so shocked when it came down through the chimney. Except for the fact that the letter was an utter failure at conveying said sentiment. I'm really, really sorry. Larry, you may be a shameful, good-for-nothing blight on the face of humanity. However, I always knew you weren't the killer. I told you to trust me. Because, at the very least, I can attest to that about you. Edgy, you are... We've lost a lot of valuable time because of you. Also, hey Camo, how's it going? In any case, I believe we can say that we now know exactly what happened. Mr. Larry Butts sought to climb down the chimney, not for access to the crime scene, but to enter the room of the elderly lady next door. Great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Although I still find it a bit unbelievable that the two of you are friends. But the suspicion on that guy over there isn't completely resolved yet, so don't get any funny ideas about running off, okay? What? Hey, what? Edgy, what does the Wolfman mean when he says, I'm not off the hook yet? I mean, I thought that would be pretty obvious. He means the murder weapon. Larry, did you forget? Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, the weapon used was the sword. There are 2 layers of suspicion hanging over your head. That's exactly what I mean. We can't only rely on the words of the suspect, after all. We may have figured out where he was and what he was doing all night, but the blood-stained samurai sword that was left at the crime scene, as long as there is no satisfactory explanation for that, this wolf will refuse to ease up on his bite. Edgy, that guy, he looks like he's seriously about to take a bite out of me. I'm well aware, and you should be as well, that this upcoming battle will be crucial. Thanks to the cooperation of our lovely bumbler, I've been dealt a very nice hand and a sweet trump card. Looks like we're about to enter the final bout. Now, Mr. Prosecutor, let's see what you've got. I can easily point out the contradiction in the supposed murder weapon, but the real problem for me is figuring out what the real murder weapon is. This will be a high-stakes gamble. But this is one game I can't afford to lose. Alright. Why Larry? I was the one who found the body of the victim, Damask II. Beside him was the samurai sword, glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. It was supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room, but I found it here instead. Plus, I found the murder weapon's owner, the suspect, Larry Butts, in here too. Great. Isn't it a bit far-fetched to accuse someone simply on the basis of ownership? But this owner wanted to sneak onto the crime scene. I think that's plenty to go on, don't you? If you're alluding to his reason for being by the chimney, we've already established that. Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. You two are long-time friends, right? Who's to say you didn't fabricate the evidence to give him an alibi? You're accusing me of fabricating evidence? You think I can believe anything you produce? Forging evidence is all you prosecutors do. Oh, shit. This man has some serious issues with prosecutors. Come on, I can't think up something as complicated as that, right, Edgy? Larry, I can agree because I know you and your personality well. However, Agent Lang knows nothing about you. Or me, for that matter. I sense his hatred for my entire profession emanating from his entire being. meaning that the only way I can prove Larry's innocence is to present irrefutable evidence. One thing I noticed about this game in particular, it flashes a lot. Why, Larry? Yeah, I don't know why, it's like... it really wants to give me a seizure. Whew. So you were the first to discover the body this time. This time? What's that supposed to mean? You better watch what you say. I only said this time because earlier Kay was the first to discover the body in Babal. And your secretary, Agent Sheena, was ready to accuse her of murder for that. Huh, so are you going to use that excuse to call me suspicious now? Of course not. I was simply pointing out the usual pattern with discoverers of bodies. But in the Babalese case, there was proof that she was holding up the weapon, right? Well, in this one, it's a bit different, since we know exactly where the weapon is. Right, glittering red offering up the scent of blood. Excuse me, but glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. Do I have to spell it out for you? I mean the sight and smell of blood, of course. And according to the tests, the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. The sword was made to only be used on stage, so it's not sharp. But it is pretty weighty. It's certainly heavy enough to beat someone to death with. Which leads me to suspect that the victim was beaten to death with the sword. Beaten to death, huh? This last statement is too important to just let it slip by. So does he get that added? Beside him with the samurai sword covered in the victim's blood. I suspect he beat the victim to death with that thing. Okay. I don't think so. Even though that does have blood on it, I'm pretty sure what was killed was probably that, considering how bent the bloody thing is. Do you know what this is, Agent Lang? It's a long spear, right? We used to use those a lot in my country a long time ago. Did you know? Piercing, mowing people down, spears are the weapon of heroes throughout history. It's the next most efficient weapon after the whip. I think the whip is in a slightly different category. So, what's your point? Are you going to tell me that the spear is the real weapon? No, I simply want you to take a look at this section here. The way it's bent? Precisely. Apparently, a certain troublemaker hit it against a wall in this embassy earlier. And as you can clearly see, the insides of the Steel Samurai's weapons are hollow. In other words, they're replicas that aren't strong enough to deal a damaging blow. Let alone the multiple strikes necessary to bludgeon someone to death. Oh, we're basically saying the weapons are hollow. Okay. And yet there is not even a dent in the samurai sword. How do you explain that? Oh! Aya! Oh yeah! That sword and the spear are made of the same stuff, so they bend easily. But I wish they'd make them out of better stuff, because the spear got bent. I wasn't able to do my special early summer rain jab move. Man, I got such an earful from the director of the play for not doing it in the show. The Steel Samurai's special move was changed tonight because of him? Oh my god. Larry just causes issues for literally everybody. That's more than enough for your whiny whimpering. Now, back on the topic of the spear. Yes, let's return to the real topic of discussion. This is where the real gamble begins. I don't have a real strategy per se. So all I can do for now is let the chips fall where they may. Using guesswork and taking risks in place of real logic is hardly the Von Karma way. It's neither smart nor very clever. Miss Von Karma, as you know, unlike your father, I am not a genuine genius prosecutor. Plus, I doubt his record of a 40-year win streak will ever be broken. But perhaps it is for the best if it remains unbroken. For no one should have conceived of the notion to convict all defendants in the first place. What a foolishly foolish statement from a foolish fool who hates to lose. It's the job of a prosecutor to make sure that all defendants are found guilty in court. No. Their job is to find out the truth, regardless of the outcome. There is nothing more important in this world than a perfect victory. That may be your opinion, however I don't believe that's all we are. As a prosecutor, what I pursue is not the perfect victory, but the perfect truth. And if that means that the bridge I must cross will crumble beneath my feet, then let it crumble as I walk on towards the truth. You're good at keeping me entertained, Mr. Prosecutor. But you know, humans are delicate creatures. The slightest bump and we expire. I'd like you to consider, if you will, the possibility that the sword was used in such a way that the attack killed Damask II without bending it. So, what do you think of my hypothetical scenario? I think you know what to do here, right? And what you need. Of course, what I need is evidence. Even Agent Lang can't refute. This is it. It's time to bring this to a close. Oh boy. Why Larry Part 2. It's possible to use the samurai sword to kill someone. And under these circumstances, it's the only logical conclusion. We searched the embassy, top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon. So isn't it only natural that suspicion would fall onto the owner of said weapon? Jeez. How long do you intend to cling on to that preposterous theory? As long as I want, because we examined every corner within the walls of the embassy. There's no stone we've left unturned. And we have managed to come up with only one logical conclusion. That the only place inside this embassy with the victim's blood on it is the sword. I have a feeling there's one other place, and it's, in this room. You left no stone unturned. Is that a fact? If you've got something to say, then say it in the only way I respect, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh yes, of course. In that case, allow me to make it all crystal clear for you. Oh yeah. It's time to rebuttal. Right, press. Press everything. Oh, pardon me. May I inquire as to how you were able to make such a claim, Agent Lang? Langzy says, capable of miracles beyond comprehension, a mysterious creature is man. Rather than man, it's Agent Lang's quotes that are getting increasingly incomprehensible. The human body is a mysterious thing, even with a toy-like sword. It's easy to kill a man if you hit just the right spot. Which is why I think it's possible to kill... with this thing, without leaving a dent. I'm not so sure. But we can only be sure one way or the other by seeing if the wound matches the sword. I know that. But as long as it's a possibility, I can proclaim it as much as I'd like. Right, under these circumstances, only logical conclusion. You sure? But you must know that your conclusion is wrong. Given the circumstance I'm in, the only people I can trust are my subordinates. Because they're a much more trustworthy bunch than you prosecutors will ever be. And you call yourself a professional. I'm just going back and forth, Jesus. You still don't see, do you, Mr. Prosecutor? You have to earn my trust. The only way to do that is to show me the proof, or show me proof, of another possible murder weapon. Another possible murder weapon. In this room there is only one other thing left. This is going to be a gamble, but I can't withdraw from the game now. You're not going to get me to trust you by the power of your glare alone, you know. Plus I have other reasons as to why I think the samurai sword is the murder weapon. Search the embassy, top to bottom. Oh, did you? Isn't that interesting? The only place where you could find blood was on the samurai sword. That's right, even with luminol. Which means that there are no other possibilities outside of what I've already outlined. Do I have a problem with Agent Lang's assertion that the samurai sword is the weapon? I do. Of course I do. If you believe that there is no other door of possibility left to open, then allow me to force one open for you. And how do you plan to do that? By showing you what may possibly be the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon? I hate to repeat myself, but my men have already searched every last inch of this embassy, and they've concluded that nothing else could have been used as the weapon. Knowing these facts, do you still want to press forward with your little hypothesis? Of course. Because it's not possible that your men inspected everything in their investigation. What are you talking about? I don't appreciate mind games, and I don't appreciate it when people like you slander my men. I'm not slandering them, I assure you. I'm merely pointing out that their investigative dragnet has a few holes in it. Namely, that there is something your men couldn't even lay a finger on. And that item is the real murder weapon. Alright then, I'll play along for now. This real murder weapon that killed Damask II. What exactly is it? The real murder weapon, which not a single person has yet to touch, is this. The National Treasure of Alabast. You mean the Primadux statue? Yes, and as you know, only the Ambassador and his Secretariat may touch it. Which I believe means that neither you nor your men were able to examine it, correct? You know very well that if we did that, there'd be an international incident. Between the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babal. The two countries' precarious relationship teeters in the balance, over a stupid fight related to a sovereignty statue. I'll be damned if I let something go unexamined. Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this. The direction the statue is facing just before and after the crime are different. And there is only one conclusion I can draw from that. Go look for Ambassador Alba, and get him to give us the okay to examine the statue. Shifu, you can't listen to this infidel's words. He is most definitely trying to trick you. Shifu, please, let's be rational about this. Oh damn. Langzi says, nothing. Just go already. Yes, sir. Jesus. Shifu? Yeah. I'm really sorry, sir, but I was unable to convince the Ambassador. I was unable to obtain permission for us to examine the Primdic statue. I see. Wait, but then the investigation is at a standstill. Agent Lang, I will go and speak with the Ambassador personally. Save your breath. He may act all weak and frail, but that old man's one tough cookie. But I guess you've got to be tough when you're representing a whole country, you know? Agent Lang, what do you want? Let's just hurry up and examine the statue already. What? But Shifu, what about causing an international incident? Quiet. I'll take the fall if I have to later. Oh, damn. Agent Lang, the hypothesis is mine, so if someone is to take the responsibility, let it be me. Responsibility? If we're going to talk in such heavy terms, maybe I should let you. It'd be a real problem if my men... for my men, if something were to happen to me. Alright then. Let's talk and more investigating. If we want to know the truth, we can't stop here. Action must be taken. Agent Lang, I'd like to run a luminol... What? Chemiluminescence test on the statue. Luminol test. Ah, good thinking. If the statue is the murder weapon, then some of the victim's blood should be on it. Okay! Let's get the forensics team in here. Oh! Heh. Looks like you hit the jackpot, Mr. Prosecutor. I guess this means that this is the real murder weapon that killed Damask II. Indeed. But I wouldn't celebrate yet if I were you. This doesn't let your friend off the hook. It doesn't prove that he didn't kill Damask II. So the charge remains. We are hardly done examining this statue, Agent Lang. Knowing that it is the real the real weapon, I believe further examination is required. You think so? Okay then, knock yourself out. Ah, here we go. Right, boom. So... I always forget how this works. So the top's what was used to bludgeon. The bottom is where they had a handprint. Interesting. And what do we have here? This dirty smudge. It looks like a handprint. What's a definitive bit of evidence like you doing under here? Looks like we got some fingerprints to analyze. Worst case scenario, these prints belong to Larry. But it looks like it's too late for me to do anything about that now. Hey, forensics guy. I want results on these fingerprints ASAP, you hear me? You got it there. Agent Lang, I have the analysis results, sir. Good. And? Sir, about the prints we lifted from the bottom of the statue. Well, you know the victim of the murder in the Babalese embassy? Wait, what? The prints belong to him, to Mr. Manny Cochin, sir. But that's... What? What's going on around here? No, that's impossible. Each Primiduct statue can only be handled by someone of that country. But by the very fact that Mr. Cochin's fingerprints are on this one, it leads me to only one conclusion. This statue is actually Babal's Primiduct statue. Impossible, it can't be. Oh my Christ, things getting interesting. Larry never once set foot on Babalese soil, so he was free to go, not set free. However, this new piece of information only served to confuse us even further. The ringleader of a smuggling operation was killed with an Alabastian knife in Babal. And Damask II was killed on Alabastian soil with Babal's national treasure. And the mystery of the great thief Yatagarasu who visited both countries. The pieces were there, but I had yet to see the big picture they were to form. Oh boy. To be continued. Alright. Jesus. Saving, of course. That was one long, chapter. Yeah, 100 minutes. Not too shabby. Oh, we're at the open air stage. Alright. I've left the Damask the second investigation to Francisca and returned to Babal. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into Babal's statue. Mr. Edgeworth. Hey, it's Kay. Oh, damn. So, Kay, what's the situation? Oh, it's great. Investigating is so much fun. In other words, they've made absolutely no progress. We weren't goofing off, honest, sir. We've been investigating our hearts out. Very well, then. Would you care to give me an update on your investigation? Oh, we've had a really fun time, sir. I knew it. Zero progress. In any case, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir? You have permission to enter the Alabastian embassy, is that correct? Yep. As a local detective, I'm helping out with the investigation on both sides, sir. Good. In that case, I can leave these pieces of evidence with you. They belong to the lady under the Pink Princess's mask. The Pink Princess? What kind of lady was playing her, sir? The kind that was also playing the role of the Pink Badger yesterday. Ugh. Understood, sir. If I happen to run into her, I'll give them back to her. Uh-huh. And if I don't, then I guess I'll unload them somewhere. He doesn't seem all that enthused to go find her, but I can't blame him. Evidence that has lost... that have lost their value, given to Detective Gumshoe. Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore, either. What, are you really going to throw that autograph away? Yes, because that Steel Samurai was a fake. Steel Samurai's autograph scrunched up into a ball and disposed of. Wait, what? What do you mean by fake? Now then, I believe it's time for a little housekeeping. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Oh, nice. So... Oh, whoops. Hey, you're not going back to Alabast already, are you? No, not yet. I still need to gather a bit more information first. I didn't mean to do that, I was walking in circles. Polino! Ah, so you're back now, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? You must be tired. Here, with these you can eat whatever you'd like. Oh my god. And these are... discount tickets for our cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning. I appreciate the concern, however, these coupons do nothing for me right now. Open air stage. This open air stage, what function does it serve exactly? Well, normally we use it for a variety of events. It's all to attract that extra bit of attention to Babal. I heard that tonight over in the Alabastian Rose Garden, Ambassador Alba was to give a speech. And you know what? Manny told me that I really should give a speech too. Mr. Cochin told you that? Yes, he did. Which is why I thought I should give a speech of my own. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Because of the fire the Yatagarasu started? Exactly. Primadux statue? Ambassador Paleno, I'd like to ask you a little more about the Primadux statues. Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that Alabast and Babal used to be one country called Codopia? Yes, I know that much about your history. Well, the Primadux statue belonged to the founders of Codopia. At least, that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed unto the King of Codopia as a symbol of the country's wealth. So it was meant as a symbol of sovereignty, and the right to rule, I take it. Yes, that's right. Which is why both countries are so adamant about their claim. We hold the real statue, therefore we hold the right to rule, is the reasoning. It's pretty petty when you think about it, though, I suppose. But if Alabast and Babal were to re-establish relations, shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling over the statue? I have no reason to believe so. The Primadux statue is even more important now as a key to diplomacy. I wonder if Ambassador Paleno knows about what has happened to the very important key to diplomacy. Perhaps I should try showing him this key and see what he has to say about it. I mean, I could do. We'll talk about money coaching first. Ambassador Paleno, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you about. Yes? Oh, and don't worry. You can ask me more than just one thing. How about 2? Or 3? In exchange, I expect you'll be coming to Babal, yes? Thank you. Just the one thing is all I require. Manikochen, I'd like to ask you about this man who was your secretary. Woo. Sure, I'll tell you what I know. Thank you for your cooperation, Ambassador. He was, well... If I had to put it in one word, he was an able man. If there was ever anything I needed as an ambassador, he was able to get it for me. To think that a man like that had a hand in a smuggling ring right under my nose, going completely unnoticed. Actually, I suppose, because he was an able man, I was unable to detect his dirty dealings. Sounds like Mr. Cochin had a very sharp mind. Recently, Manny had been really busy. Since I became the Babalese representative at the Country Unification Council, he's been working tirelessly to cover my work for me. I'm sorry, but what is this Country Unification Council? Oh, well, you see, tonight's events proceeded without a hitch. Our 2 countries were to reunify and become one again. But I guess with how things turned out, that dream won't be realized anytime soon. I suppose not. I wonder if that was the idea. They caused a panic to prevent the countries from joining together. There we go. Ambassador Paleno, if you could please take a look at this for me. The Primadux statue sitting in Alabast right now actually belongs to Babal. So it would appear. I received a call from Miss Von Kalmer about this earlier. Then you will understand why I wish to inspect Babal's Primadux statue immediately. Because the statue currently in your country's possession... Yes, well, I've already inspected it myself. And it's definitely Alabast statue. I know because it's the real statue. Then you're saying that Babal's was a replica? I'm embarrassed to say it's true, even though I knew that someday it would be exposed. I received my orders from the leaders of Babal, and I was to negotiate with Ambassador Alba at this event. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation tonight. To say that we could not determine which statue was the real one. Oh! Why are you telling me this? Well, because you already figured it out. Our statue is just a hollow gold shell. Even if Babal were to lose face, the reunification of the country is what's important. I am right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a mistake, right? If you don't know yourself, then I won't pretend to know either. I never thought that by being betrayed by my own secretary, the real symbol of wealth would be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic? Huh. I guess that's it. Gumshoe! Mr. Edgeworth! You look like you're enjoying yourself, Detective. Well, I don't have much else that I enjoy as much as a good investigation, sir. So, what did you find out? Ah, well... he come up with a few knee slappers. You take it he has found nothing of any particular use. As usual. Investigation update. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I got something really interesting from Ambassador Paleno. Oh? And what is this something interesting? This, sir? The fuck? Wow, that's so pretty. I'm so jealous. That's a real treasure there. Why does the flame Jesus. Burn green, detective. So apparently, if you burn the special white crystal oil that they only make in Babal, it burns this green colour, sir. Interesting. So it's a special property of the oil. I suppose this is a ploy to force people to visit Babal should the oil run out. Hey Gummy, what about these silhouettes? They stuck some cutouts on the outside of the lantern so it'd project the images. Oh, silhouettes, huh? They are rather pretty, aren't they? Wait, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be asking for an update on the investigation. Hey, what's wrong, sir? There's something I want you to investigate for me. Do you think you could do that much? Uh-huh. You got it, sir. Hey, that's not fair. Why is Gummy getting to do all the fun stuff? Oh, well, that's because I'm Mr. Edgeworth's partner. I can't believe you took advantage of the confusion and stole my role as assistant. Oh my god. I expect the two of you to get along and work together like professionals on this. Yeah, so we've got a silhouette lantern. Alright, not bad. Hey, where are you going? Are you heading back to Alabast? Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happened. Oh, I see. So, there's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country. That's the gist of it. Babal is just as strict as Alabast. In their inspection of the people and things that enter their country, meaning that somehow both murder weapons were smuggled into the two countries. That's the only logical conclusion that can be drawn. Perhaps the key to the weapon smuggling is the person who traversed both countries. You mean the fake Yatagarasu? In one way or another, the Yatagarasu is connected. Of this I am sure. Now then, where was the Yatagarasu first spotted? I believe it was the rose garden of the Alabastian side of the embassy. The garden is just on the other side of this boundary. It's where Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight. At least, that's where I heard the Yatagarasu had appeared. In that case, I believe it's vital that I investigate the rose garden post-haste. Wait, before you go, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? My guess is that it's a guitar pick. I picked it up just now over there. Do you think it will be of any use? There is a little water on it, but how did the water get on it? It doesn't look like there's anything wait. Oh, like there's anything it could get water from, or get wet from, around here. I was thinking, they have concerts here at this open-air stage from time to time, right? Alright, I'll find it sooner or later. We got a guitar pick. Alright. Different. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Mr. Edgeworth, would you be willing to hold on to this? What is this? It's misused perfume. It's the bottle that woman left behind, and that I found 7 years ago. I thought that one day it'd be of some use in tracking her down. So I kept it safe all this time. Thank you. I'd be honoured to hold on to it for you. Oh right, misused perfume. Alright, not too shabby. So... wait, we're investigating the rose garden. Like, how do I get over there? Oh! I'm an idiot. Wait, unless... is the rose garden here? Oh. So the show just be on these doors, quite a number of hours. Okay, whatever. I mean, I guess we have to go back to Alabast. Ah, there we go. I think I'll be returning to the investigation in Alabast now, but... I know. I'll go back to Babal and do some more investigating there. There we go. Did we just arrive in the... oh, we do. Oh! Wow, this place is pretty nice looking, isn't it? There's a rose garden. I see you're back, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, Karma. Alright. How are things in Babal? Although I can't really say I expect much from Scruffy and that girl. The investigation into Manny Cochin's death hasn't really progressed any. However, the investigation into the Yatagarasu has. Ah yes, the Yatagarasu. Even now I find it hard to believe. A person who can freely traverse between the two countries at will. Preposterous. Well, that's what I came here to investigate. I heard that this is where the witnesses claim to have seen the Yatagarasu. That's correct. Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight here in Alabast. And that's when the Yatagarasu appeared. The shadow of the mysterious thief appeared, and just as suddenly vanished. After that, there was the fire at the Babalese embassy that the Yatagarasu started. Wait, who is that in the top left? Is that Lang? I vow that not a single feather from the Yatagarasu shall escape my diligence. Begin investigation. Is that Lang? Oh, it is. Why is he here? He's also wearing, like, his eye patches. Have you finished checking out all the bystanders? Yes, sir. And we found 14 counts of pickpocketing, 16 counts of illegal parking, and one person ran a light, sir. Don't tell me you didn't find out anything related to the case. Sir, not a single thing, sir. Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct. Agent Lang. Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor. I would just like to thank you for your assistance earlier. Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you with what I did. After I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba? We had to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of the day. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. Huh. As if I can be so easily called away from this case after I've come so far. Or this far. I swear that I'll find the truth and drag it out screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? You're damn right I am. The Yatagarasu's appearance. You were working with Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time. So naturally, you witnessed when the Yatagarasu appeared, correct? Yeah, I saw the thief alright, with my own 2 eyes. The Yatagarasu was always there, lurking in the shadows. But when the spotlights were turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. That's when cries of, "It's the Yatagarasu!" rang out. The next second, the spotlight went out. And by the time we got the area lit again, the deaf thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found that the reason the lights went out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all the outdoor electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose, or simply a guest who had tripped over it, we don't know. But one thing is for certain, the Yatagarasu was here. So you're saying that basically all you saw was the thief's silhouette? Yes. That's not exactly concrete proof. If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible that the shadow belonged to someone else. Good thinking, sis. You just might be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with that same shape. Not among the staff or the audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right. Someone else's shadow? That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. I said that weirdly. Hypothesis. Alright, so what can I examine? Ooh, there's a nice thing. A statue of a woman. Wonder if the lady is pouring water. It says that it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Primadux. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems that you are lousy at reading a woman's heart. I opened my mouth about a statue and she somehow made the leap to that. Jesus. There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance. It's not just for aesthetics. This pool's water is also used in putting out fires. I see. Oh. The pool stopped filling itself automatically. The fountain spouts are set to stay open until the pool's water reaches a certain level. If this water is used to put out fires, I suppose it will be must be refilled to its normal level, which suggests that this pool was recently used somehow in this embassy. I guess I'll take some notes about it just in case. I mean, I think it was used to put out some fires. Let's be honest. Oh, what the... Why is Larry in the pool? What the fuck? How dare you surprise me like that? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, AG. Thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, This pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that. Do you really think that I'm the type to just jump into a pool and swim around for fun? I mean, yeah. Alright then. Did you, by chance, fall into the pool? Nice guess, but no dice. So, you know my son, right, Edgy? Your son? I guess I kinda lost sight of him when I shook hands with the ambassador. And I'm pretty sure he was around here when I last saw him. Oh no. You imbecile! How can you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you going to do if your son fell into the pool? And how old is this child of yours anyway? Huh? Oh, how old is he again? Larry, this is the first I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick. The pink princess. The pink princess? Miss Von Karma? I was a bit confused by this man's words for a bit there. However, I believe what he is looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. Yep, because I'm the Steel Samurai through and through, heart and soul. And the Iron Infant is my cute little son. You have given a whole new meaning to the phrase, an astounding fool. And that's something coming from Von Karma. Larry, we have not seen hide nor hair of the Iron Infant. But rest assured that if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there. Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there. Hey, wait. Well, it's not as if he'll get very far swimming around in that pool. And though he's unrelated to the murders, he sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble. Yeah, he sure fucking does. Ah, Jesus. What the hell is this? The statue bears a resemblance to the Primadux statue. The plaque reads, King Primadux and the battlefield. In order to save the Queen, King Primadux put his life on the line and went to war. So Primadux was actually a person of royal blood. I thought he was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend. Well, what surprises me is that a real person who looked like the Steel Samurai existed. I suppose there's that too. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. I believe I figured out its true origin. I expected no less from my subordinate. Now let's hear what you know on the subject. What really cast the shadow of the Yatagarasu? This? No. Oh, shite. I pressed Y because I looked and it said Y, and I'm using an Xbox controller. Yeah, me neither, because I presented to you some grass. I was really testing you. You fucking dick. Oh no, I pressed Y when I meant to press X. Yeah, because I have it laid out as a like Nintendo. Which means on the Xbox controller, A is B, B is A, X is Y, and Y is X. God damn it. Try that again. What cast the shadow? I have a feeling it's part of this. Yeah. Oi, pardon me. I mean, I think it's this, but I don't exactly know which part. The hand? The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. Is it not possible that it was created by this statue? Are you playing me for a fool, Miles Edgeworth? This statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow of the Yatagarasu. You are correct, however, this statue is but one part of the whole picture. What do you mean by only one part? Both the statues are right next to spotlights. What is the other part to the real form of the Yatagarasu statue? Do I have to put any specific point? Or would it be the leaf? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I suppose it doesn't really matter. I'll just try this. Boom. It's another statue. The Yatagarasu shadow was made from the shadows of these two statues. Made? What do you mean by that? Right now the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panicked state. However, if we were to restore the lights to where they were when the thief appeared, you believe that the two shadows will create the Yatagarasu's shadow. Precisely. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Yatagarasu. First, if we set up a spotlight to cast a shadow of King Primodux in the battlefield... Ah, there we go. The shadow of the king's statue would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Likewise, if we set a light upon the queen who spoke of love to King Primodux, her silhouette would also appear on the backdrop to the stage. What am I saying? So if we were to combine the two shadows... it looks nothing like the Yatagarasu statue. Shadow. I keep saying statue. Mos Edgeworth, how do you explain this grotesque shape? Calm down, Francisca. The way the light needs to be shone on the Queen's statue is wrong. What do you mean by that? I believe that the whole of the King's shadow needs to be used for this to work. However, in the case of the Queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of her shadow? Oh, only one part. Yes, and that one part alone is enough to fill in the rest of the Yatagarasu shadow. Why didn't you say that in the first place? You're right, I apologise. Now, what part of the Queen's statue was used to complete the Yatagarasu's shadow? The hand, obviously. It's the only thing remotely shaped that way. Think back to what is missing on our shadow, or in our shadow. 5 long, thin areas, correct? Now what does that remind you of? That's right, it can only be the shadow of the Queen's left hand. Francisca, can we please adjust the spotlight's position so that it only shines on the Queen's left hand? Alright, let's give it a try and see what we get. There we go. It's... yeah, this is exactly like the shadow I saw. The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand, and then pulled the plug after people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also a part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, the Yatagarasu's shadow had vanished, which means that the shadow was a construct from the very beginning. Ah. So you see, the Yatagarasu never did visit Alabas tonight. The only country that thief visited was Bobal, although it can be assumed that the Yatagarasu had an accomplice in Alabas. An accomplice? But who? I haven't figured that out yet, but I assume it was the person who set up the shadow show. I sense that the biggest clue yet to solving this case is the existence of this accomplice. Well, there's that. Yay! Give me my health back. It's what I get for presenting the ground. How's the investigation going? Hey, it's Ben. Or Dirk, as I called him before. Detective Bad, have you come to join us in investigating the Yatagarasu? I've left the murder in Agent Lang's charge. And my only target from the very beginning is the Yatagarasu, so yes. So, what have you found out? I've got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Sure, but you might regret it. We're here because we are ready to face whatever may come. So, if you please. When people heard the commotion, bystanders started gathering. And one woman claimed, "I'm telling you, I'm a genuine international journalist." She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist? Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got from her. That's a lot of heart again. Oh, what the hell? What in the world? The Yatagarasu is flying through the air. The times they are a-changin'. Very nice. It's not just men, but evidence. Even they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires. On the 4th and 5th... Wait. After the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. It was taken from a nearby building that you can see the embassy from. I see. So this was taken after the fire. So, okay, this is just getting more and more confusing. The blur in this picture took off from the Babalese embassy, flew over the boundary, and headed for the embassy of Alabast. This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight. Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. 2, actually. Oh! Hers would be, God, the circus one. Yeah, Injustice for All. That had, I can't remember what it was called, something Max. But he was able to fly. And then Trials and Tribulations, the last case. Just there was a flying body in that too. Maybe it happens more often than we think. Am I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph? Well, the Yatagarasu took off from the Babalese embassy, so I should start from there. Francesca, I need to return to the Babal investigation for a bit. Alright. Coach, wait, I'm just switching, like, willy-nilly. I'll continue investigating on this side of the building. Alright, I'm counting on you. No, I'm switching between partners. See, now we get Kay back. Welcome back, Miss Edgeworth. Now come on, let's get back to our investigation. Yes, let's. Alright, let's do this. Woohoo! Alright, well there's nothing new here. Hooray! Babalese Embassy. The Secretariat's office. Jesus, this place is a shit tip. To think, after all that running around, we're right back where we started. It would appear that way. Hi, Mr. Edgeworth. Have you found Manny's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Poleno, but I have yet to find his killer. Then I guess his murder really was the work of the Yatagarasu. Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yatagarasu. The real Yatagarasu is a noble vigilante who is only out to steal the truth. Miss Faraday, please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright? Mr. Poleno? Actually, there is one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Oh sure, please feel free to investigate to your heart's content. Also, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador. If it will bring a smile back to Miss Faraday's face, then I'll gladly answer anything. Thank you, Mr. Poleno. You're a total gentleman. You don't have to waste such nice words on me, little miss. Hey, Sir Poleno. Those two sure got chummy awfully quick. You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin? We should probably start by comparing the state of this room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted. Yeah, when I came into this room, that person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that the person I was chasing is Mr. Kochan's killer. We don't know that yet, however it's hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key the Yatagarasu stole 7 years ago was found here, it signals that perhaps Miss Yu was also somehow involved. Or is also somehow involved. I knew it, that woman is definitely Mr. Kochan's killer. Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to be solved in this case. Speaking of the Yatagarasu and mysteries, I received a most mysterious photo from Detective Bad. Uncle Bad? He's taken part in the investigation too? Yes, he has been chasing after the Yatagarasu for all these years. Uncle Bad. Now then, I was told that this photo was taken just after the fire. What? This kinda looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean that I was chasing the fake Yatagarasu after all? I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either. But this would be how that person escaped. Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore and pick up our investigation where we left off. Right, Poleno, let's have a word. Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about? Which one? There was more than one tonight? Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Babalese Embassy tonight. What a bother all that was. Or all of that was. Wait, but the only fire we know about is the one after the Jammin' Ninja show. Oh, well, the first occurred at the start of the Jammin' Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of our embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic among the theatre goers, we decided to keep it internal. Then the fire after the Jammin' Ninja show was the second one of the night. Exactly. So the fire I witnessed was the second one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make reference to the first fire? Did he? When was this photo taken? Apparently, right after the fires. Oh! That's why it didn't make sense. Right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. God, yeah, I've read that so many times and it didn't make sense. Now it does. I suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first fire was put out. So then, what was the extent of the damage in the second fire? The second fire was contained to this floor and 3rd floor. Or the 3rd floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floors above it that caused it. That's... how should I put this? A very bad stroke of luck. My office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny himself. All gone in the blink of an eye. Jesus. I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Paleno. Oops. Look at me going on and on. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask again? We were discussing what your actions and whereabouts were, or for today were. And if you happen to know what Mr. Cochin's actions and whereabouts were as well. Yes, very well. Let's see, I've been quite busy all day from morning until now. First I woke up and then I brushed my teeth. After that I had a roll for breakfast. Yeah, we don't really need to know that. Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you'd like a condensed version? Alright, I can do that for you. Morning activities, he looks so shocked. Ah! What a delightful surprise! So what did Mr. Cochin and you do this morning? Well, originally we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jammin' Ninja. But Manny and I wanted to turn it into a photo op, so we were here tidying up his office. You helped clean Mr. Cochin's office? Why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations. The Babalese Embassy is undergoing renovations from top to bottom. Okay. Which is why both the Primiduc statue and the Babalese knife set are down here. I see. Oh, but the tidying didn't take much, really. We just burned some files we no longer needed and expired coupons in the fireplace. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been the real pain, though, huh? Ah, how about that? I kinda forgot to clean the ashes out. I guess I'm up a creek without Manny here to get angry at me. An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger? He was very good at being very mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Babalese ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And he got mad at me, saying I should treat the ink with more respect. Apparently orders go up the chain of command around here. So, okay. There was ink. That's about it for what we did this morning, just some cleaning. Don't tell me you had no other work to do, being an ambassador and all. Afternoon activities. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Cochin did this afternoon. Well, Manny and I went down together to the Theatrum Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. So they were together until the start of the Steel Samurai show. A little while later, after I had straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theatre, because I was to take part in the photo op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op at the end. It was a fantastic photo of the 3 of us, Ambassador Alba, the Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor, to prepare for my handshake photo op with the Jammin' Ninja. He seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me. But during the second one, I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Cochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? Yes, that's right. The next time I saw him, He was lying there, in an eternal sleep. I see. Ambassador Paleno, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. If there is anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, alright? Wow, what a handy guy. Oh. It appears that this area was heavily damaged by the fire. Yeah, I guess we should hurry up and get started examining everything. I won't rest until I've inspected every looking suspicious nook and cranny. We have ink, that I see. There's a bottle of Bubbly's ink on Mr. Cochin's desk. It looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside. The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink. Hey, Mr. Paleno, it looks like your Princess Bubbly's ink is alright after all. What? That's odd. Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Well, it's just that there is something strange about the ink. Would you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please? Aha! Mr. Cochin's ink. I wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Cochin's bottle of ink. I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him, and when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. But when I did, I was greeted by roaring green flames. The flames were so big that I wasn't able to see into the room at all. The fire was green? What was the cause? Well, white crystal oil burns green when it's lit, as you can see by this lantern. And Bubbly's ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know, I too had thought it was Manny's ink that had caught on fire. So that's why I was surprised to find out there was still a bottle of ink left on his desk. The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery. What exactly was it that caught on fire in here? Again, he's super shocked. Oh! Are there more things I can interact with? I guess. It would appear that this desk also fell victim to the fire, but it doesn't look too damaged. Ooh, I think we can rifle through his drawer a bit. Or this drawer a bit. I suppose we really should take a look. Ah! Wait a minute. It's another Pizza Hut logo! Oh my god, I found so many of these. This is a rather unusual shape for a notepad. I suppose this must be another souvenir from somewhere. Wait, do I deduce? I guess I deduce. It's like this is the second Pizza Hut logo I've come across in this night. Eureka! The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found. Hey, you're right. What is it? It looks like something straight out of Monument Valley. Ah yes, that notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them for the purpose of studying them, you see. Yes, I do. You do seem to be quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I'd love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burnt to a crisp by the fires? Ambassador Paleno, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting on this note. This looks like Manny's handwriting. I see. In that case... ooh. Did you figure something out? I don't know, ooh. This note was found in Alabas. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered Damask II. Damask II? Then this note... Yes, it was a request from Mr. Cochin for Damask II to steal the Primadux statue. What? Manny? Tried to steal Alabast's Primadux statue? We would know for sure if we could run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Cochin? Yes, I can gather a few and give them to you. I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis. I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this. Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of the statue? There is one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation. Anything you can tell me would be a great help, Ambassador. Right, so if I speak with him again... There we go, job for Damask II. I believe that you said you might have an idea as to why Mr. Cochin hired Damask II. Actually, I fear it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, We were to determine which statue was the real one as a part of today's event. But because of the Yatagarasu and the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it? I'm actually relieved the rest of the event has been cancelled. For you see, Babal's statue, well, it's just a replica. And did Mr. Kocha know that about Babal's Prima statue? Of course he knew. That's why he was the only one, or the only person I could consult with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authority. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manny my concerns, he said, "Let me handle it, it'll be alright. I'll find a way to make sure you're the ambassador of the reunited Godopia." At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. But when I saw that note, I realised he was serious. Mr. Cochin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all that to ensure that you are the next Godopian ambassador. But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was, or will be. I don't know the answer to why he was trying so hard, yet, but I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind beyond just simple kindness. Yeah, probably. Gumshoe! Oh, here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, good. Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information that I requested? Yep, got it all right here, sir. Here you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all. What is all this, Gummy? It's all the information on this room that I got from the embassy and Interpol people. Now we know exactly how this room was before and after the fire. Good work, Detective. Oh, it was nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk. Wow, you two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bert. What do you mean? As prosecutor and detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry. I'm going to find my own wonderful partner someday. And when I do, I'm going to become a good Yatagarasu, just like my father, right? Please don't ask me questions to which I have no answers to, Kay. However, I can say that it is truly a wonderful thing to find a partner you can trust. You bet. So what now, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I'd like to ask you for a favour. Yes? That gadget, Mr. Thief, is it? That thing you called your secret weapon, Little Thief. You mean Little Thief? You're coming to rely on it, aren't you? I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. From the information Detective Gumshoe gathered, and the Ambassador's testimony, I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the third floor fire. You got it. Alright, here we go. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing. One alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Nice. Whoa. It seems there are other things besides what the Ambassador mentioned that have changed. It's possible that we might find the escape route that the person Kay saw used as well. Ooh, what is this? Is it some sort of light show I was not told about? This is the power of a true vigilante. It's recreating the room with the info inputted. Or I inputted. Really? That is certainly one interesting device you have there, Miss Faraday. Ahem. I believe it's about time we return to our investigation. True. What is that? This grandfather clock. It was apparently in a different position before the fire. According to staff members, the clock was flush against the wall before the fire, sir. Which means that most likely it was moved by someone during the fire. Speaking of which, it's totally 11 o'clock now, but I don't hear any chiming. Huh? That's odd. It was still chiming right on the dot of every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged the internal mechanisms or something. Ambassador Poleno, may we take a look inside that clock? Sure, go right on ahead. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please inspect the insides of this clock. Yes, sir, I'm on it, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, I found this inside, sir. It looks like a length of wire. So this is what caused the clock to stop chiming. But what was a long length of wire doing inside this clock in the first place? I have no idea. Why would someone do this to such a valuable clock? Sounds like it wasn't Mr. Polino that put the wire in there. Then perhaps it was Mr. Cochin's killer who did. We also have this. Looks like one of the Babyliss knives was already missing before the fire began. So it would seem, especially since the other two knives' handles were burned away. The remaining handle was swapped out with the handle from the real murder weapon. And Babal's national treasure was stolen. Poor Babal, don't you think? I'm not sure I would lump the replica statue in with the rest of Babal's woes. So that's that. These must have been the large green flames Ambassador Polino saw. Ah. With flames like these, it's no wonder he couldn't get in. Okay, by the time you came into this room, had the fire already been put out? Yeah, the fire had died out... or something by that time. And this fire in here only burned from the time the fire started on the 3rd floor, until the Yatagarasu appeared and caused a stir in Babal, I suppose. I guess Mr. Polino was just lucky enough to run into this fire as it was burning, huh? Yes, you could put it that way. And since you were the first to discover the body, we can assume that no one else entered the room until that time. No one other than the person you were chasing, of course. I knew it. That person I saw was definitely up to no good. I mean, that person could even be Mr. Cochin's killer. That is very likely to be the case. After all, that person came into this room before you. Must have chosen this room precisely because they knew no one would be in here. Okay, then maybe the green fire was where it was to prevent anyone from coming in. But then what did the person set on fire to make the green flames? Well, whatever it is that person burned, it made a rather sizable fire. And since the fire's green, well, we've seen something that burns green, right? It's a bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean. Yes, and I do believe that what you are thinking is exactly why these flames are green. Which fire-related piece of evidence burns the same colour as these green flames? Is it the lantern? I'm guessing so. I would have said the ink. The silhouette lantern, its green flame comes from the white crystal oil it's burning. Yeah, that's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off. I think we've now established that the green flames were caused by white crystal oil. Furthermore, we know that there is only one other thing made from white crystal oil. Oh, you mean that thing Mr. Polino was mistaken about, right? Yes, precisely. As we found out earlier in our investigation. What? I don't get it. Can you fill me in, sir? Fine, I suppose. I'll explain it in a way that even you can understand. This is a thing made from white crystal oil that Ambassador Polino was mistaken about. Oh, wait, yeah, it's just the ink. I thought it had to be specifically Manny Cochin's ink. Babyliss ink is made from white crystal oil. Oh, so it should burn the same colour as the flames in the lantern, right? Yes, precisely. However, the green flames in this room were not from a bottle of Babyliss ink. Because we found the ink Mr. Cochin used on his desk, right? Yes, however, we know that Mr. Cochin was smuggling the ink in massive quantities. Now, what do you suppose he made using all that ink? I believe what he made with that ink is the answer to what gave birth to the green flames. Oh yeah, I'm beginning to really feel the energy coming from you, Mr. Edgeworth. It would appear that I finally found it. The smuggling ring's real goal. Made of Babyliss ink. This is the source of the green flames. Ah, counterfeit bills. Of course. What would consume that great of a volume of ink to make? That would be the counterfeit bills that the smuggling ring made and are circulating in Zhengfa. You're kidding! You're saying that it was Mr. Cochin who made the counterfeit bills? I am. I believe you could even go so far as to say that he stole Babal's printing press. Ambassador, Mr. Cochin had permission to freely use the printing press, correct? Well, yes, and I do remember seeing him use it in the middle of the night. But never did I think he was using it for such a foul deed. Ambassador, because of your secretary's crimes, you will need to be investigated as well. Ah yes, I suppose so. We've caused a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we? It's my duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Cochin and concealed his crime. For they are the ones who started the fire in order to destroy the evidence. There we go. Counterfeit bills were updated. Gumshoe! Detective, you took part in the initial Babal investigation, correct? Yep, sure did. I also helped put out both fires, sir. But that first fire took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First I tried the elevator, but I guess someone else had the same idea because it was in use. If I hadn't remembered to use the stairs at that point, I'd have been burnt to a crisp. Wait, that's odd. We always warn our staff that in the case of the fire, it's dangerous to use the elevator. Oh? Maybe someone wrote it in a fit of panic. Or fit of panic. Pardon me. Detective, did you see the Yatagarasu that came into the Babalese embassy at all? I didn't personally. And the other staff members told me they never got a good look at the person either, sir. I wonder if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective. During the fire. The second fire broke out around the time the Yatagarasu was spotted in Alabast. That's also when a suspicious person was spotted in Babal, which caused some panic. So no one was able to get a good look at this Yatagarasu that entered Babal. Yeah, all they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. But that's not enough to make a positive ID, you know? Still, it was enough to make the people who received the calling card panic even more. A person in a long coat. Sounds like the exact same person I saw. The Yatagarasu that appeared in Alabast has proven to be just a fabrication, not a shadow. In light of that fact, the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babal is also suspect. You can't be serious. Not when we're this close to capturing the fake. I mean, Callisto you. So the Yatagarasu appeared, caused mass confusion, killed Mr. Kochin, then disappeared. What did you see? By the way, Detective, why did you not chase after the Yatagarasu? I did, but, well, this embassy is huge, sir. I got separated from the other staff members I was with, and was lost for a while there. You didn't even memorize the layout of the building? You were to guard, Detective? I'll be sure to do that from now on, sir. But you know, it was thanks to me being lost that I was able to come to Katie's rescue. Oh, is that a fact? Yeah, it was. It was when I was lost and wandering around in the 3rd floor hallway, sir. When I heard a scream, I headed towards it right away. Oh, that's probably from when I found Mr. Kochin's body. Yeah, I thought it sounded like her, so I got real worried, and ran as fast as I could. And it was thanks to Gummy that Sheena wasn't able to take me away. He covered for me until you got here, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, I see. So he can be useful once in a blue moon. Still, it's too bad that Agent Sheena got here before I did. I wonder, where Agent Sheena was before you found her here? Well, just before I got to this room, I saw her coming out of the room next door. Sheena's location. She was in the room next to Mr. Kochin's office up until she tried to arrest Kay. Okay. Agent Sheena mentioned something about chasing the Yatagarasu herself earlier. Well, she apparently helped in putting out the first fire. Then during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing the Yatagarasu. She seems to be a very dedicated agent. You would do well to learn from her. Why are you pointing at me when you say that, sir? We've examined everything in this office, but there is one thing that bothers me. Perhaps I should ask Ambassador Paleno about it. I guess. Ambassador Paleno, there is something I'd like to ask you about. Yes? About this office, it appears to me to be very similar to Ambassador Alba's office. For example, the location of the fireplace and the position of the grandfather clock. Ah, that's right. You've also paid a visit to the Alabastian side of the embassy. Our two embassies actually used to be one. Yes, I know, even the pamphlet mentioned that. Which is why the building is bilaterally symmetrical. Because this used to be one embassy, offices on the two sides are symmetrical. Nice! So no matter which room, the location of the fireplace and the like are exactly the same. Even where the art is located is the same, as my room is currently under renovation. We worked hard to make Manny's room look like the Ambassador's office. You mean for your handshake photo op with the Jamming Ninja? Yes, that's right. I mean, what's a photo like... Oh, what's a photo like that worth if it's not taken in the Ambassador's office, right? Yet another odd expression of Babal's obsessively competitive spirit with Alabast, I take it. Thank you, Ambassador. That piece of information is all I needed to connect the dots. Connect what dots? Well, anyway, I'm glad I was able to be of some help. Oh, right, there's a bunch of shit. I can look at the chair. Man. What? I haven't checked logic in a while. Do I have anything? Oh god, I do. Renovations, Sheena's location, bilateral symmetry. Oh, If they're symmetrical, then this will also have a connected fireplace. Which means this room is linked up with a different room. The Alabastian and Bubbly's sides of the building are symmetrical to each other. As we know that to be a fact, then this room's fireplace may also hide a secret passageway. A secret passageway? In Alabast, the fireplace turned out to have a revolving back wall. A revolving wall? It sounds like something out of a ninja house. Wow, there's a trick like that built into the fireplace, sir? What? This embassy holds that kind of secret? There seems to be a lot about this room that you don't know about, Ambassador. I guess it's time to pay the bill for letting Manny do so much work for me. Please, I really want to know about the real Manny. And you know about this room, and what you know about this room. What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's get to the bottom of this. Agreed. My first thought is that it's likely the killer used the revolving fireplace. So the revolving fireplace used. It's possible someone used a revolving fireplace wall. I need to examine it more. Right. Looks like just another fireplace though, doesn't it? So how do you turn it again? In Alabast, I had to push where the X was on the far wall of the fireplace. Oh, I see an X back there, sir. Let's see what happens when I push it. You scared me, sir. There is something about this fireplace that lies in contradiction to the facts. Huh? But we found an X where you thought there'd be one, right? No, it's the fact there are... Yeah, something missing. We did, but that's not what I was referring to. Something is missing from this scene. What does this contradiction mean for us? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. All I see inside this fireplace is starter wood. Huh, that's odd. It doesn't match up with what Mr. Paleno said earlier. What is the meaning of this contradiction? Right now we deduce the wood with Paleno's testimony, because he said that he forgot to get rid of the ashes. There we are. And also the fact there's spilt ink. But it does also say left ashes there. Eureka! Ambassador Paleno, you said that you burned some old files in this fireplace today, correct? Yes, I burnt quite a few files this morning, actually. And after you did, you forgot to clean out the ashes from the fireplace, correct? That's right, but why are you asking? And why are you making such a scary face? I'm sorry, I admit I am a bit intimidating when I'm serious. In any case, take a good look at this fireplace and tell me what you find odd about it. Let's see. Huh? Where did all the ashes go? Missing ashes? The ashes that should still be in the fireplace are missing. Where did they go? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't really think that Ambassador Paleno is lying, do you? No, there is no reason for him to lie. And I don't believe his testimony is wrong either. It is the fireplace that is causing the contradiction. Okay, I wonder if you might update the fireplace data for me. You got it. I'll add in the ashes from the burnt files, and... Sounds like we've pretty much figured everything out now, huh? Well, it was nothing. All I did was follow where our leads led. Or led us. Oh, I sense it coming on. You're about to dazzle us again, aren't you? Oh, right. Oh, you mean that? Well, it's what Mr. Edgeworth is known for, you know? There's really no need for you two to dance around the name of what I'm about to do. Oh. Don't know about logic. Jesus. Right, missing ashes, and the revolving fireplace was used. There. The reason as to why the ashes are missing is simple. It's not because someone cleaned them up, right? Ow. No, because even if someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean for that. Ambassador Paleno said that he spilled some Bubbly's ink while he was burning the files. And yet there is not a trace of the spilled ink on the back of the wall, on the back wall anywhere. Well then, I don't know what happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace wall, the ashes were moved into the neighbouring room. Which means that this is a clear indication that the fireplace was used. There we are. Revolving fireplace wall. Then you mean the person I was chasing disappeared from this room through there? Yes, I believe the person you were in pursuit of is Mr. Cochin's killer. And after committing the murder, escaped through the fireplace. Escaped through a revolving fireplace. The person Kay was chasing used the fireplace to escape into the room next door. I wonder who that could be! Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, you figured out the killer's escape route. I have, but this is only the beginning. Now we have to chase the killer down. Goddamn. Gina was in the room next to Mr. Cochin's office up until she tried to arrest Kay. A bit suspicious, wouldn't you say? If the killer used the fireplace in this room to escape into the next, then it's only logical for us to talk with the person who was in the neighbouring room. Well, the person that was in the next room was... Oh, it was that person, sir. Yes, Detective. Agent Sheena. Booyah! Not too shabby. It's looking more and more like Miss Sheena is the killer, isn't it? Let's not jump to conclusions yet. We need to go through what we know so far. She came running straight into this room from the next one and instantly accused you. Furthermore, she claimed that it could only have been you that killed Mr. Cochin. I don't have any proof yet, however, I know she is hiding something from us. Okay then, why don't we go ask Miss Sheena herself? No, not yet. There's something that needs to be done first. Detective Gumshoe? Sir, is it my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I have a two-part special assignment for you. First, I need you to run a handwriting analysis on Damask II's note. Okay, I'll get the lab boys on that right away. Second, I want you to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace wall. Right now, sir? No, next decade. Of course, now. We need to test our hypothesis first, don't we? Go on, Gummy, you can do it. Alright, I'm gonna do this like a real man. Here I go, through the fireplace and back. You shouldn't need to psych yourself up that much for such a simple task, Detective. Wow, the wall inside the fireplace really did turn. That's so neat. Now I want to try going through there too. There really is a secret passageway through there. I had no idea. It would appear that the ash really was pushed into the other room. Furthermore, the bubbly ink you've spilled, Ambassador, is there on the back wall. Okay, here I go, sir. Detective, I'd like you to go through there, under the same conditions as the killer. Huh? But there's all that ash and stuff. And your point is? Now we're short on time, so if you could please hurry on through. Ugh, yes sir. So now we pretty much have the whole picture, right? No, not yet. There remains a few more mysteries to solve, such as the Yatagaras's whereabouts, the other smuggling ring members, the two weapons that made it across the border, the key Miss Yu stole 7 years ago. In fact, we haven't figured out a thing regarding how Miss Yu is related to these embassies. Mr. Edgeworth. A number of pieces connect in a very complicated way in this case. It's almost enough to make one completely mentally exhausted. What are you saying, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were the one who said that it's easy if you follow the leads. Was that supposed to be an impression of me, Kay? If it's info gathering you need, Gummy and I can help with that. Then all you need to do, or have to do, is show off your fancy schmancy logical deductions. Show off? Does it seem like I'm being boastful when I do that? Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Edgeworth? We've been so focused, like a laser, on only what seems strange and out of place. It's no wonder nothing's clicked and we haven't unlocked anything yet. But if we think things through calmly, the answer should come to us. Okay, that's the sort of thing I say to myself when I'm practicing how to unlock padlocks, you know? That is something that I hope practice doesn't make perfect, for your sake. Yay, looks like you're back to your straight-laced self again. Hey, Miss Edgeworth, I'm back, sir. Yes, I can see that. Good work, Detective. Look, you can... wait. Oh, looks like you can use that fireplace like a door, sir. You alright, Gummy? I'm okay. It's just a bit of ash and dust, that's all. Your jacket has gotten quite filthy. I see the hem is practically turned black. Yeah, well, Quite a bit of the unburned ink got on it, sir. I see. Thank you, Detective. You did a fine job. Sheena was wearing all black. I'll even pay the cleaning bill for the trench coat. What? Oh, no, sir. I could never. This is just my old coat, sir. If it was a coat I actually cared about, then I'd get it cleaned, but you know. I see. Very well then. As you wish. So, because Gummy was able to climb through the fireplace, we know it can be used, right? Yes, but that's not all we learned. We actually learned one other important fact. And that is... I will have to explain it to you later. Right now, we need to deal with the handwriting analysis, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. Woo! The handwriting analysis on Mr. Coach's handwriting will take a bit of time. Let's go and wait in the Theatrum Neutralis, along with Agent Lang and Agent Sheena. Oh yeah. Oh, things are heating up. Yay! Oh man, awesome. Right, so I managed to actually do 2 chapters. I finished middle 1 and middle 2. So now all I have is middle 3, end 1, end 2, end 3. Whew! Still a lot of stuff to go through though. Either way, I will save. And that is gonna be the end of this session. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, take care.